Welcome, Internet. It's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev. As always, my main man, Donnie, fuck them kids, Reese.
Fuck them kids.
And Delvin, Florida Man Cox. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Excellent. I am hearing echo. Anybody else hear that?
I didn't hear anything.
Who's it coming from?
I don't know.
Is it coming from me? Did you hear it now? Can you hear me, Dev? I can't hear my snare.
Can you hear me now?
Turn my headphones up.
Turn my headphones up.
Turn them up. Okay, I don't hear it no more. We're good.
I don't know what you heard. Maybe a ghost.
Well,
it could be a
ghost.
ghost. It could be a ghost.
Fixed it.
Oh, man. So, yeah, how's everybody doing today?
Not great.
Yeah,
Good,
Donnie
yeah.
had surgery.
I'm asking my wife
man.
for more ibuprofen as we speak because
Good.
the last 30 minutes my tooth's like hurting more than it has all day.
Yeah. He's like, we say, hey, you gonna be okay? He say, nah, fuck that. I'm taking one for the team. They done fucked up my whole mouth, but I'm coming to podcast. You are a brave motherfucker, Donnie.
You can't miss the podcast for a little tooth work. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm amazed at your power.
Yeah, talking about a little tooth work.
Dude.
Yeah, it's nothing small.
Kyle says my cheeks are swollen. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh wow. Oof, it's starting to throb now. I mean, I podcasted with pneumonia, man. Like I'm not gonna miss it. Like if I'm able-bodied, I'm gonna be here. Okay. We can't be inviting one of the 15,000 random people you've met on one of your podcasts onto the show.
We wasn't gonna invite nobody. It was gonna be just the two of us,
had
bro.
no
We have
plans
standards and practices.
Anybody.
Standards and practices here at PSVG.
I was just gonna sit here with my black brother Dev, and we was gonna talk about democracy, baby.
Why say be black?
Yeah,
Always.
because I'm black. I mean, look. Because I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black and like black, y'all. As the tooth begins to throb.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was gonna be just me and Delvin just hanging out. Please,
if you know, I didn't
somebody.
It, Dev. I was just like, hey,
that would have been a nice show.
Hey.
Yeah, because we definitely. I was like, work. I gotta go find somebody. Nah, fuck that. Me and Delvin, we got it.
Maybe
I wasn't
another day.
Look towards that either.
One day.
Yeah,
wasn't even thinking about it.
Listen, guys, as long as y'all have dreams, right? And that's,
you got to dream. You got to dream.
What did we say in the NWO post? I am here for life. Okay.
Yeah.
That is accurate.
Until you decide you're not, because you keep trying to retire, and I keep telling you that's just not happening.
He keeps saying he's too old for this shit.
That was before we reorged and everything. I've been good past year or so.
See, that's what happened when we
not looking so good now. Look at him.
Like last hour.
Dang.
I'm gonna take some of these pills.
Well, as Donnie sits there and tries to, soothe his pain. Delvin, tell me about your week. What you been playing? What you been doing? What you been up to?
Well, let me ask Donnie a question real quick. Did you see Black Phone yet, Donnie?
Nope. I saw that it was available to buy. I even have a coupon, so I could buy it for half off. But
I haven't. I bought it on Vudu.
But
that's what I'm asking.
I have 3 or 4 other movies that I've purchased that I haven't made it to. And I was like, well, I can't just keep buying movies. I was like, by the time I watch the other movies that I want to watch, this one will have come down in price and I'll be able to get it for $14.99 or $9.99. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I got it. I watched it this week. It's pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it.
Well, that's that's you about everything. You've told me nothing. That's not true. You've told me nothing in the last 5 seconds.
I think you may like it.
Is it great? Is it the best horror movie of the year?
No, I wouldn't.
Because I've been told for the last 3 years that it's one of the best modern horror movies. Like people,
I wouldn't say
love that movie.
I think it's entertaining. I wouldn't say it's one of the best modern horror films.
It's better than Midsommar.
I don't think you'll like it more than you like Midsommar.
Okay.
I didn't like Midsommar, but I don't think you'd like it more than you like Midsommar.
You've told me
everything. He likes anything more than Midsommar.
I don't like.
That's like his movie of the.
I like you less now that you've just told me that you don't like Midsommar. Actually,
I told you that before, and you like me less. Then.
And your rating continues to plummet.
You're just tanking. You're just tanking. I've never seen it, so I don't have an opinion one way or the other.
It's incredible.
That's what I hear.
It's a movie.
Except from Delvin. It's the one thing he doesn't like.
There's a few things I don't like. Didn't like that Blade Runner game. That's trash.
Imagine liking the Dark Pictures anthologies, but not Midsummer.
Nah.
That says a lot about your
my type of horror
suspect.
film. Nah, that says I'm a good person in life.
Doesn't play out that way.
Also doesn't like Breath of the Wild. I don't know, Delvin. You're not.
What a mess.
You're not really.
You don't like Breath of the Wild.
I don't, but I don't like shit. So that is to be expected.
Oh, nah.
You like everything.
That's not how that works. I don't like everything. There's a lot of things I don't like.
Really popular things, apparently.
Yeah. That's where he draws
What's
the line.
really popular? Isn't Breath of the
Wild?
No.
Midsummer.
Midsummer's not really popular.
Yes, it is.
I don't know about that.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I wouldn't say that. I talked to somebody about that, and they were like, "What the hell is that?" And I tried to show it to them. I tried to give away the.
And who was that
Blu-ray.
person?
Like, no. I'm not gonna say the name of the podcast.
Exactly. It's probably somebody who don't watch horror. But they do shit.
Yeah.
But they do a movie podcast. I would just say that.
Well, then that puts that person in. That's now suspect.
Yeah.
Really suspect. They have a movie podcast. And they know what you're talking about.
They have no clue.
Your whole circle is just starting to look real suspect.
It doesn't speak very highly.
Dev, you're in my circle, so that doesn't speak very highly of you either.
I'm okay being suspect.
That'd be like having a video game podcast and not knowing what God of War is. Like, what? What are you doing?
I wouldn't
know
say
about
that.
God of War.
You can out of all things, God of War.
I don't know about God of War.
Yeah,
I think that's
maybe Metroid.
Midsummer was that good.
Nah.
You know what's his ranking on Rotten Tomatoes? What's his score?
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't listen to critics.
Let's see.
Critics like give the Snyder Cut like 1,000% or some shit like that.
The Snyder Cut was fucking fantastic. I love the Snyder Cut.
Me too.
I don't know about that. It was okay.
That shit was
dope. It was better than
drastic.
It was better than it was better than the shit they put out before. But that's like polishing.
That's not saying much though. Yeah. The Snyder Cut was fucking great.
Tomato meter is 83%.
There you go.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
It's pretty strong for a horror movie. That's like best.
They've been shitting all over horror movies. Yeah,
that's fair.
good stuff.
To me, that's fair.
83% as a
sounds
horror.
right.
That's like 95 for a Marvel movie. I mean, that is like we grade these things.
Yes, that is accurate. Yeah. That is very accurate.
Yeah.
Horror movies usually don't get rated high, except like maybe the Jordan Peele ones. I want to say.
Maybe
that's
we'll
about
find
it.
out this weekend, right?
I sure do.
People like
see
that
Nope.
one apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read
the reviews.
That.
I don't read
it either.
The reviews are pretty good for it.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
I'm gonna go see it regardless. It looked awesome. You did.
I am
not
shitty games.
Yeah,
surprisingly. Same reason I didn't go see Black Phone or the Bob's Burgers movie. COVID is running rampant.
Donnie,
COVID is
I told
fucking
you.
shit up.
You can use my voodoo and watch Black Phone if you want to, sir.
I'm gonna buy it.
I offered it to you.
No, I don't want it.
But you can just watch it free now.
Why would I want to do that? I want to purchase it to go on.
He
my
wants to support these people and have his shelf of
shit.
It's
not about the money, dude. It's about the time. I have to watch
it now and enjoy it.
I have to
life.
watch the Bob's Burgers movie.
That's
on Paramount
Plus.
Yeah, or it's HBO. It's on HBO Max.
And then it might be on both.
So it might be on both then.
I have to watch, and that's another one that I'm going to buy. I have to watch Everything All at Once, which I have.
Oh yeah,
that's a great movie. I watched that.
The Incredible.
They're putting that back in theaters.
Under the Incredible Weight of Massive Talent, which I have. These are all movies that I've purchased that I have to watch, and I have to watch them before I get the Black Phone.
Look, I need you to take. Did you buy those digitally or did you buy them Blu-rays? How'd you buy them? Because
yes,
got it. I was gonna say I need you to add those to my digital library. Just do it.
I wish you would have told me that. You know, to be honest with you, normally when I get movies with digital codes, I typically give them to Josh,
and then he gives them away because he doesn't. I
don't know. Like I don't really, unless it's something that I really want to have, like digitally.
Yeah. Do you still have access to my Voodoo? Because I know at some point you did.
No, I moved to my Voodoo and started building my own library.
Son of a bitch!
Like I used yours. I used yours, and I was like, "This is pretty cool." And then I was like, "Time to build my own."
Yeah,
I give my code
a lot
to my Patreon members. Just here you go. Here's a bunch of movies. Enjoy.
I have lots of people who use my Voodoo, so I
Chopper
put
uses
them on my
mine.
Voodoo.
Chalfie uses mine. He loves it.
You might want to still make sure that it's still yours then.
Yeah.
That might be Chalfie's voodoo at this point. You might be using Chalfie's voodoo.
That's a very solid point.
He goes to log in. It's like, sorry, password's incorrect. Goes to reset his password. Sorry, that's not the email we have on. That's not the email we have on file.
But he leaves Delvin's credit card on file.
That's 100% right.
He would do some shit like that. I hope he's not listening, because that motherfucker would do that. Don't do that, Chalfie.
It's like it's both ours, but I'm keeping it at my house.
Right.
Like yes, exactly.
Hours. That's so good. Oh man, very good. It's like it's both ours.
All right, tell me about your games, Delvin. What'd you play?
I played Stray.
New.
That is
good.
I like it so far.
Good.
It's good. I won't say it's great. It's not great. It hasn't moved me yet, but it's fascinating. I'm interested to see where the story goes. I've played. I don't want to spoil it, but I played till right after a little small action sequence, and when you like pick up something important to the story. So I'm still early in the story, but it's interesting how they tell the story and how it's told through a cat on what's going on. It's kind of like this dystopian world and all these weird, interesting robots. It's fascinating so far. I don't want to spoil what I've seen so far, but so far I'm along for the ride. Now I think it's good. I'm glad. I'll say this. I'm glad this is a PS Plus game, because I feel like this is a game that a lot of people probably wouldn't get. Because to me, Annapurna games are hit or miss. Either you get it and you like it, or you don't. And to me, this was kind of a hit. But
I'm one of those people that get
one of those things.
I get everything they do. They actively lost the sale when they were like, "And it'll be on Play." I was like, "Oh, then I'm not going to buy it then." That's exactly what happened.
Well, do you have PS Plus Extra?
I do through Haley Pass.
Oh, that's right.
but yeah, it's
I do
one
too.
of those
Then
things
apparently, I got to figure out how to download that.
We can play Stray.
Just go click download.
Yeah,
just go to it and download.
I have to sign on their profile. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's not. I know some people. It's not an action intense game. It's a story kind of type game where you're moving and doing puzzles and things like that. So if you're looking for that type of game,
it's a point and click adventure.
It's not point and click. It's more puzzles. Like pick up something, to knock something over, to break a glass.
Like honestly, has anybody seen the trailers? Like who was thinking what would the action game be?
Right. I don't know who was thinking it was
Cat Scratch Fever or something. Like what's going on?
There are some suspenseful moments in the game, like chase sequences and things like that.
That don't mean it's action.
But it's not. It's not an action. It's more like it's a story based game. So you got to kind of go along for the story. You know, you're a cat, so you can press a button and you meow. When you get near rugs, you press another button and you can scratch the rug. It's pretty cool. I like those little aspects of it. The game looks good. Game looks really good.
Is it more involved than like a Telltale game?
Oh, way more.
Nice.
It's an actual I wouldn't say. It's a platformer almost, because you have to walk. You're like in the areas you walk and jump on things, and you're climbing up surfaces and trying to reach other areas, moving around the terrains in the area. And there's certain parts you get chased by certain things. You have to run away from it and hide.
I've been in on them since.
Are there places to nap? That's the real question. Is there lots of naps happening in the game?
In the beginning, I'll spoil this little part. You're around a group of cats, and you can go by each cat. You can do either you can nap by one of them, you can play with one of them, you can fight another one. So that's one section I see that you can indeed nap.
I mean, I just feel like there should be a nap button. You're a cat. Sure. That's what they do. There should be a nap button and a jump on and destroy the keyboard button. That's nice. That's what I want to do.
Or in Annabelle's case, she destroys all of the windows in my house. The blinds have been absolutely decimated. Have I sent you guys pictures of what she does? So Annabelle, like Freddy is a cat. Like Freddy is just a cat's cat, right? He's super cuddly. He lays out. He's lazy. He chases things. He's just a cat. Annabelle's weird. I should have named her
correctly.
I should have named her after the girl from the Breakfast Club. She's just strange, man. She's just odd. Yeah, Annabelle's not a terrible name. She climbs my windows. Like, my windows have wood panes, and she gets in them. So like it's literally nothing for us to walk in the house and see her stretched out, paws sideways across the window pane, just looking outside.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got pictures of it. I'll send it to you. Like it's scary, man. You just see this cat.
My grandmother's cat does the exact same thing.
It's weird,
but she does it on the outside of the house, and she's hanging on like the screen, screen windows, and tears them. Like, what the fuck?
She climbs she climbed all of our curtains, so we've had to take all of our curtains down, and then every blind that we have has been torn apart. It's just all falling pieces going left and right because she'll either use those for leverage or she'll just go through them to get onto the window. So
basically, you need a house with no windows.
That's why, if you guys have seen, or if anybody that listens to our show follows me on Twitter, if you've ever seen pictures of my cats like sleeping in the window, like we have those window panes.
I've seen that. Yeah,
that's why. So to get her to stop doing that. We're like, well, obviously she wants to be in the window, so let's just make this convenient for her. Maybe she'll not destroy our blinds.
So I need to call that British lady who does like the cat training and stuff. Can't remember her name.
She's super weird, man.
Cat whisperer?
She's just odd.
Yeah. She goes to people's house and trains people with cats. That's the thing.
I wouldn't want to do that. She's just she's being her, man. I let her be her.
Yeah.
Every cat has their own personality. She's just weird. She's super weird. Like she loves to be petted and close to me, but she hates to be held. If you hold her, she will scratch you hard.
Yeah. I'm not about that. I don't
hard.
I don't like getting scratched by cats.
She's weird, man.
I don't think anybody would like getting scratched by a cat.
Look, but that's far worse than getting scratched by a dog. Like a dog scratch me, I get annoyed. Like whatever. Cat scratching, that shit hurts.
Oh, she'll cut you open. Not in this.
I've never seen a dog.
If I pick her up, it's the first thing you'll notice. You'll see her nails come out. She'll hold them out the whole time. You can't grab her.
Dogs are unintentionally scratch you because they have like that's how you know they sometimes get their nails cut. They have long nails and they'll try to jump on you and stuff and they'll scratch you with them. Cats do it.
Hey, John, like
cats are attacking you.
I plan on playing the game this weekend. I've been playing other stuff, so I've been pushing off on it. But I plan on playing. My wife wants to play with me. I've been all in on Annapurna since Edith Finch. I think I've said this. I think every time Annapurna releases a game, I think they say the same thing. But the opinion still rings true that they've developed a really good, almost Devolver-like curation of games. Like when Annapurna puts their logo on a game, you tend to know what you're getting yourself into, and it tends to be quality. Like I liked The Last Stop. I didn't like Donut Kind, but a lot of people did. Same thing for like Ashen, but like I love Sayonara Wild Hearts. My wife loved Telling Lies. I mean, they just do a really good job of finding like Annapurna games. Like it's become a brand. Yeah, like they have their own games, so I'm all about it.
I got nothing.
I agree. They're really good.
No,
I did not, unfortunately.
Sean, Delvin did not wake up and send us ass that he saw. So
he hasn't since then, actually.
Yeah, it's true. He's failing
I
us.
I haven't seen any. Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself.
Believe that.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
Didn't Annapurna do the Pathless?
I think so.
I loved that game. If anybody's never played the Pathless, absolutely like rectify that as soon as possible. I thought that game was great.
That's a pretty game.
Really fun. Is it on like PS Plus Extra or something at this point?
No idea. Does anybody know what's on any of those tiers at any point?
Not at all.
I don't pay any attention.
I'll just hop in and pray for the best.
Sean's living his best life.
Here we go.
Sean, are you shirtless?
I know, right? You got to get the Henry Cavill. You got to be shirtless. You got to be putting it in. There needs to be sweat. Yeah,
you should be streaming you installing stuff, listening to us, like the
yes.
Yeah,
come on.
I agree. With no shirt on,
get it together.
Go for it.
Yep.
What else did you play, Delvin?
Oh, and I played Multiverse. I got to tell you, I freaking love this game. That's the WB Smash Brothers game.
Oh. Do you love it because it's just WB characters? Because it's just Smash.
It's literally just Smash Brother with WB characters. And it is fantastic. It plays exactly like Smash. Everything about it, they just like, hey, and I've been saying this for a long time, just steal Smash's idea and just do it. I like it more than I like Nickelodeon Brawl because it has more characters. Like it has Arya, Stark, Batman, Superman, Tom and Jerry, Finn and Jake from Adventure Time, Shaggy, Velma. Yeah, it's still in beta, but you can pay like $40 and you can because it's a free to play game. You can pay $40 and unlock all the characters. Essentially, they give you like 15 tokens to unlock all the characters, give you a whole bunch of stuff with it as well. And I love this game. This game is great. Apparently, as my son was telling me, it has a story mode that's coming next week because it's still in beta, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun to play. It's just like I said, it's just Smash Brothers, but with all the WB characters. And apparently, they're going to add a lot more. So it's fun. It's super fun and entertaining. This makes me want to play online with people. That's how much I like this game.
Lies. This is you're telling.
I was playing before we started.
I'll take your word for it.
Multiple times a day.
I'm so over the Smash
It's
thing.
super fun.
Yeah.
I was too, but I don't think I was over Smash. I think I was over playing as these random Fire Emblem characters and stuff like that.
Hey, watch your mouth.
The same damn character over and over again with the sword.
It's
WB. Oh wow!
Look at that cat. That's an adorable cat.
She's plotting. Is what she's doing
on top of the sauna at the ceiling. If you can't tell from the photo.
Yeah, she's plotting.
Yes.
I'm hearing the echo now.
J-Frog.
I don't know where
J-Frog.
Somebody's headphones are too loud. I think I'm hearing when I speak. I'm hearing the reverb come through somebody else's speakers or somebody else's mic. But it's okay. It's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game's great. It's free. I think it's free to play completely next week, so you can download it and try it. I think they give you 3 characters to start out with: Wonder Woman, Jake from Adventure Time, and I think it's somebody, and Shaggy. That's who it is.
Now, can I unlock characters by playing the game, or do I have to pay for them? Because I'm not paying for shit.
You can unlock characters by playing the game. My son
not making it for me.
They gave him one of his friends gave him a beta code, and he's unlocked like 6 characters already, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. And he hasn't paid it for any of them.
Hearing when you talk to Dev, it's making me think it's Delvin's.
Delvin's new setup, his new fancy mic that he didn't set up right because he's
Delvin. Dev, mute your mic. Test.
Hello.
I'm still hearing it. Yeah. Could be me, I guess. Let me try. Or you guys scream.
Testing. 1, 2, testing. I don't hear anything.
Mike.
Probably me then.
Testing.
Yes, Rebecca, you missed the Stray for Game of the Year discussion because it definitely ain't Game of the Year. It's just
I haven't played it yet.
Only one of us played it, I think.
I haven't played it yet.
I've heard nothing but good things, but I'm also not interested in cat game.
Nice.
It's cool. I like it.
Click adventure. I'm good.
It's not a point and click adventure.
Might as well be.
I'm playing it this weekend.
I might play it this weekend because it's free, just so I can be part of the conversation and tell you why I don't like it.
Dev ain't playing that shit. He gonna tell you he might play it. He ain't playing that shit. He gonna sit on there and play Destiny for 12 hours.
First of all, I haven't played Destiny in like 6 months. All right,
in 6 minutes.
I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima: Return of the Island. That was fun. I'm done with that. I've done everything. I got all the trophies except for I think 1. But I really enjoyed my return to that. Slicing up Mongols is always a good time.
I thought it was good too.
And then I also picked up or started playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 because that game is just so damn good.
So good.
It is just so good. It does have issues on PC though. It has this random. It just closes the window or minimizes the window. So the only way to actually play the game is in windowed mode. So if you try to play it full screen or anything, it just minimizes. And it's all over forms.
On Steam. On PC.
I never had those problems before. So it's something that has been introduced probably with Warzone, like all the freaking updates. That game has an update like every single time I go to play it. There's some update for fucking Warzone.
Because I've been saving all of my Sony rewards points in hopes of having Delvin convert them into Steam credit for me. And then I was going to get Modern Warfare 2. That's been my plan for months.
That's a good
If it's on Steam, it might be good. But this BattleNet, this BattleNet thing, and it's because of Warzone. Like you have to install Warzone in order to play Modern Warfare 2019, and that drives me nuts. Like, I don't want Warzone. I'm never ever gonna play that. But in order to do it, you have to have that installed, and whatever it's doing, it causes me to constantly, it just minimizes the screen. I'm like, this is annoying as fuck. So I had to play it in windowed mode, and it still played great. Like, it plays great, it looks great. The story is just, it's really good. I just really, really enjoyed that game, and it just has me even more excited for Modern Warfare 2. So I will also be buying that on Steam, and it's gonna be good times.
I'm very excited.
Yes, very, very excited. Other than those two games, I've been watching The Boys, which is just fantastic.
Great show.
Really, really enjoying that show. I'm almost caught up to wherever the hell we're at in season 3 at this point. I just love the show. It's good stuff. It's raunchy as hell. It's violent. It's what superheroes would really be in real life. So hopefully we never have to actually deal with superheroes, because then you also get supervillains and all the destruction that comes along with them, and that is not a world I want to live in.
I couldn't get past
real bad.
season 3, episode 1. I'm still trudging through that, and you know why?
That was I fast forwarded. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go 30 seconds ahead, because this is, I can't.
This is too much.
This is
like, yeah.
Is it like
totally on brand for the show? No. It's
brutality, but it's
definitely could be like a brutality in Mortal Kombat. It is some nonsense they could get away with.
Yes.
It's not even so much that it's gory. It's what they're doing. It's real uncomfortable. Real uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. Nah. I had to. It's like we're gonna fast forward through that. I get it. I get what's happening. I know exactly what's gonna happen as soon as he did what he did. I was like, oh, this is not gonna end well. I don't need to see that, because it's nah. Other than that, movie, the show is great, and I'm really excited to see how this season ends and what they do next season. So
me too.
Solid.
That's it. I've been living a life by myself here. What about you, Donnie? What have you been up to?
Well, I've watched 2 things. I've done 2 things starring Lance Reddick. One great and one not so great.
I want to know which was the not so great. Which
the
was
Resident Evil series on Netflix.
Yeah, thank you. That shit sucks.
Doesn't
it's getting rated high.
So here's the thing. Yeah, people really like it, apparently. My wife and I watched 5 episodes. Through like episode 4, I was like, I don't think I like it, but it's not like the worst thing I've ever watched before. And then I watched another episode, and there was nothing particularly wrong with episode 5. That wasn't the issue. I was just like, another episode just made me like solidify. I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I was just like, this is a waste of time for me. Like, I'm not really enjoying this. I could just do something else. Like, why am I just mindlessly watching this show I don't like? It doesn't make any sense.
It's really bad.
So I just turned it off. I don't like it. I don't like it.
We found something else Delvin doesn't like. Holy shit.
It sucks.
So here's the thing, is like, it does a Resident Evil pretty well. It's not like a recut of the game or anything. So it's kind of new. And I think in that regard, I was kind of digging it. Like, the whole evil corporation thing was cool. It might be like a little too, I think probably a lot of people probably like it for this reason, but it just seems like it's a little too like in vogue, a little too modern. You know, it's just like woke for woke's sake. You know, it's just kind of like, let's make sure everything is in there. Let's hit all the buzzwords and all the things. It's like, it's kind of cheap, but it's like, that's not the reason I didn't like it. It's just, I see through it, I guess, more than anything else. I look at that as almost like exploitation sake. It's like, does that really add anything to the story? Are you really accomplishing anything with this, or
no? You're
just using it to check boxes and demographics, which is what it feels like to me.
Did you realize that the show is actually a part of the game universe?
No, it's not like any of the games that I played.
It apparently. I don't want to spoil
everything. Is a multiverse
spoil
at this point.
Stop saying you don't want to spoil it. Spoil some shit.
Fuck it. The game.
Go full Haley. Come on.
Channel say this
Haley
every week.
Spoil the shit out of it.
Don't watch this shitty show. It's terrible.
Why are we worried about spoiling this?
Yeah, this could be spoiled. the show is set after Resident Evil 5 and I think 6. So that leaves you wondering.
But it's not like okay. I see what you mean. Like,
did you beat 5?
No, I'm sure there's some narrative thing that you could try. I'm sorry, that's not what I was taking. It's not like the game. It's not like any of the games. You're not reliving a moment or characters from any game that you actually play. It was the point I was trying to make.
It just picks up after game 5.
Yeah, it's just they may have some loose connection
if you remember
to the universe.
In Resident Evil 5, Wesker's dead.
Okay. Yeah, but it's Resident Evil. Like, I'm not going to go that far.
No, they explain it.
Resident Evil's bad shit as it is. So who cares?
It's stupid.
I'm not out here trying to make sense of Resident Evil. And if you are, maybe
that's part of the problem.
Maybe reevaluate some things. Resident Evil doesn't make sense. Okay.
Resident Evil's not supposed to make sense, but it's supposed to be entertaining.
Sure.
And it's not neither. That's
for a moment I was like, there was
entertaining to somebody.
For a moment, it was like there were zombies. It was cool. I was like, it's kind of like this Dawn of the Dead thing, and that's kind of what it reminds me of. It's like Dawn of the Dead, like the TV show, which also isn't very good. But
I forgot. I forgot that was the thing.
So
Wesker's dead in 5? Is he reanimated as a black man? Because isn't he white in the games?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Not reanimated as a black man. Reanimated as Blade.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's just Blade.
He's Lance Reddick. Blade. Yeah, it's Blade. I will say this:
Resident Evil 9 starring Blade. Actually, that'd be cool with me. I would.
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Well, I like who they have as Blade, the Marshall Ali. I'm good with that.
He's cool. He's really cool.
Yeah. So I didn't like the TV show. If you did, I'm happy for you.
More power to you.
The spider scene was cool. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Big spiders.
Spiders are never cool.
Yeah, there's big spiders.
Yeah.
My wife is asking me about it. She's like, "Is this in the game? Is that in the game?" And I was just like, "No, I've never seen that. No, I've never done that." But like that dog's in the game. That's kind of cool.
Just the one.
We got lickers. Aren't those in the game too?
Yes.
Yeah. My tooth, guys. The other good thing that I did with Lance Reddick is I finished Horizon Forbidden West about an hour ago. Buddy.
That's the good Lance Reddick project.
That's a good Lance Reddick project, and yeah, my opinion hasn't changed. I fucking loved it. Absolutely, my current shortlist. This is my game of the year so far. I haven't played anything that's nearly as good as this game is. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I know we've talked about it a lot. You guys have talked about it. I've talked about it. Lane's talked about it. Like, I think everybody has said what needs to be said about Horizon Forbidden West.
Chaffee talked about it and got booed for it. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Chaffee.
Based on what I said back when I reported that I was playing it at the start of the game, I will say that I definitely recognized and enjoyed like Aloy warming up to people throughout the game. Yep. And by the time the game was over, I think I'm on board for Aloy now. Like I like that was a thing that I think was missing between me and Horizon fans from the first game. There's so many people that like I would say seemingly like loved Aloy, like just for being Aloy. And I wasn't like narratively too invested into Aloy. If anything, I was more narratively invested into Silence. I was like, what's
100%.
going on with him?
There.
The second game, now I'm like all in on, like I'm on Team Aloy. I'm like, this girl is dope. I'm here for it.
They really developed her character. They did a great job of developing her character and having you understand like who she is, why she is the way she is, and how she navigates all that. They did a great job of that, and I really, really, really appreciate what they did there. But I was with you. I wasn't like head over heels in love with Aloy. I just liked the world of Horizon and enjoyed the story. But Aloy was just like another character. Like she's just the guy. She's just a chick that I'm playing as. That's fine.
And because they built it out,
it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because they built it out, right? Like I loved Varl. I loved Katalo.
Motherfucker.
I
love Katalo too.
Awesome. I was like, this dude is cool.
Yeah.
And you remember from the first game, I didn't really have a lot. I've never really liked Aaron. I thought.
I don't think you're supposed to like Aaron because he sucks.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't. But by the end, like I'm so excited for the potential of a third game. The story again is so deep and it's so complex. It's like just Matrix slammed with Jurassic Park, and it's like super sci-fi, and like they just. I will say. So like Monday, I couldn't sleep Monday, and I woke up like 2 a.m. and I just couldn't sleep. So I decided to just play Horizon until I started work. So I just played it for like 7 straight hours and put a big chunk into it. I want to say after I made it to Vegas, or maybe slightly before that, actually. Before Vegas, the game really, like, it felt very complex and hard to follow for a point. I was like, there's a lot going on. And then, like, right
Yeah.
before you get to Vegas, like, so, like, when you meet Catalo, and I forget the chief's name and all those folks out there, I think right then there, the game really starts to become really streamlined. Like, they get away from the complexity of this lore. And they're like,
Yeah.
especially if you're reading and listening to all the logs, that's another thing. More voice logs, less reading logs. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
But like they get away from all this complexity, and then like once you get like a couple of those things for Gaia, they really kind of narrow in the focus on where the story is going. And from that point forward, they really like, now you're on the train to the end. Like, let's go. And from that point, it became much simpler. And I felt like even like it almost, I would dare say almost like maybe they were running out of time. I don't want to like accuse them of that, but it's almost like they reached a point and they were like, all right, we got to wrap this up. So they were like, there's some space shit. Some people are coming. Let's go. You know, like it really gets moving that way. And then the ending was great. And Vegas was by far my favorite chapter. Like,
did you read any of the actual logs in Vegas?
Yeah. Oh, I read everything I could.
That shit is so good.
Yes. That was by far my favorite highlight of the game. All of it. And that's when I was really like, oh, I love this game. Like I'm really loving this game. And then by the end, like it closes on such a strong moment. You have this gigantic like alien type thing. I mean, there's so much stuff that I could reference, right? In terms of either like symbolically or similarities or parallels or, you know, it reminds me so much. Like as I'm playing so many of these like industrial machine areas, like I think Matrix, I think Metroid. I'm like, why is it Metroid like this? How cool is this shit? You know, and then you get outside and you have like this giant war, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like Aliens, it's like Prometheus, like it's like Predator. It's so good. It's like so much sci-fi just wrapped up into one franchise. Like I can't wait for the TV show. It could be really, really good.
I'm very, very interested in see what they do to the TV show, because apparently it's supposed to straddle timelines. So I'm really excited for that, to see what they do with it.
Speaking of straddling timelines, completely separate but unrelated, that Netflix show, dear Lord, it's constantly go back in time, up in time, back in time, up.
Yeah.
Back, and I'm like,
I read about that. Like, oh my god,
can you just
pick
set
a lane
the
for a
hook
minute
and go somewhere? Like it's like every 5 minutes. I'm so over this.
That would drive me nuts.
So over this.
Like I'm cool with two different timelines, but like start a show with one timeline or something like that, and then like halfway,
like have an episode that sets
like,
the prequel or something. Like don't.
Yeah, I don't need you to jump back and forth every 5, 10, 15. Fuck that. That's too much.
Yeah. So
too much.
Anyway, long story short, I loved it. I do think it's my game of the year. Actually, I'm sure it's my game of the year right now. So far, I've not played a better game. The game's great. It is epic in the traditional like Odysseus Homer sense of the word. Like the game is truly built out, fleshed out. It's spectacular. It's extravagant. It's beautiful. It's colorful. Like it just has everything. It has a grand story. The best version of tons of stuff, right? Yeah, it pays to wait a little bit. And oh man, it was a fantastic time. So yeah, I streamlined it the other day, and I thought I was almost done to dev this morning when you were like, how far are you? I had just made it to San Francisco.
Okay.
And then after I got my
so much more
after I got my root canal today, I didn't have anything to do. I took the day off, so I basically played it all day. So from like 2 until like right before the podcast started, I finished the game. So had a blast.
Do you know what your final playtime was? How many hours?
I have no idea. I would guess like maybe like 30, 35.
Oh,
I can compare our trophies and find out actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll find out.
I
put like 80 something hours into that game.
I was finished at level 33, 34.
Oh, I maxed out halfway through.
I figured most people would, yeah. That final battle, and speaking of the final battle, was tough for me. Like I really struggled. I was running out of ammo left and right. It's like I really need some stuff.
The final battle for me was easier than the boss before that.
The boss before that was also pretty tough, yeah.
He was tougher than the final one. Yeah, the final one was cake. But I also had legendary weapons. Like,
see, and I wasn't.
Did you get the spears?
Doing a ton of. I got spears. Yeah, I got spears.
Did you have a legendary spear? Because those.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I wasn't putting that much like effort into, gear and stuff like that. I was at first. Like I was trying to complete the trade quest because I had read on Twitter that there was like an awesome set of gear, and then by the time I reached a point where I was like, if I don't finish the story, I may never So I was like, let's hammer down and like get through this.
Got
and
too many games to play.
I just quit caring. I was like, let's move
on.
But I did finish. My inventory finished with 2 slings, 3 bows, and a spear. And another thing that I can report back is once I got the power shots power up, I basically dumped the rest of my points into the melee tree. So I did start ramping up my melee stuff. So I was really doing a lot of those power shots, especially with the spears. Power shots with the spear is a great combo. And then I would just do my melee attacks and you know, the little power up thing that you can attach to people and then blow them up. That was kind of what I was doing. And then that final boss was tough because I guess the strategy that I'd done with the gear that I was carrying just wasn't doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I was just funneling through arrows left or like nothing coming off. Like, help.
I basically had a spear that you throw it and it would just kill everything. It was cheating. It was fucking cheating.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't get to that point. So I had to do it the old fashioned way, just kind of grind it out. Yeah. But I made it through. So
I'm so happy to hear that you loved it and you're excited for part 3.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
It was a great game. Game.
Could have been 2 games. Might even dare say might have been better as 2 games. They packed. There's a lot in there, man.
It is.
I would have been pissed if it was 2 games.
They could have,
because I had to wait for so long.
They could have focused on more parts if it was 2 games. They could have fleshed out a lot more of it instead of
then it becomes like 4 games.
Yeah.
Those side stories are really good.
The side stuff is fantastic.
And then
but it's just a lot of game. It's a lot of game.
Once Sunday, like once I got started Sunday, like from Sunday on out, I basically main quested it. I stopped doing side stuff. I stopped walking around. Like I started doing fast travel, like just to kind of speed it up.
Oh yeah.
Did you?
I stopped doing
the
actual going places.
Yeah.
There's so many cool things about that part right there.
That was my favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
Vegas was amazing.
Yeah. Not
amazing. Amazing.
It was great.
Chaffee, you're just wrong. Period. Point blank. End of story. You're just wrong. Anyways.
Yep.
Oh, you got something else? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. The other thing that I played some today, and I played a bunch last night, was Forza Hot Wheels expansion, which was just spectacular. It almost feels, I don't know, lame at this point to say anything good about Forza because it's all I think I've been saying about it for a year. But Forza Horizon 5, like, shocker, still really, really good. Like, it's great. I didn't get really into the Hot Wheels expansion in Forza Horizon 3, but I don't remember it being anything like this. Like, they had Hot Wheel tracks is what I remember. I think I played for maybe like an hour, and but I'm not like super into Hot Wheels. I don't guess. But this one mixes in elements, snow, lava, wet tracks. Like, there's so much into it, and then just like the fledged out, like all the activities and everything they add on top of it, and it's so good. And I think it hit at the right time because I've been getting, I think, more and more excited as this thing got closer and closer. Because I've just kind of been in the mood to get back to like a racing game. It's been a minute, and I think it just hit it right at the right time for me because by the time it released yesterday, like I was jonesing for it. I was like, I can't wait to play Horizon. So I sat down and I played like 4 straight hours of it, and I just really got like my fill of it. I've already smashed all my boards. I've done, and it's really cool because they drop boards. You go to this event, they drop you in this whole different area. It's got like 3 different islands that are all connected by like a labyrinth of Hot Wheels tracks. The boards are really fun because I believe, if memory serves, there's 25 of them and they're all off track, which means you have to go find them. But to find them means you have to get off the track, and you can't just get off the track whenever you want to. There are borders. So there are only certain places you can get off the track. So that's like step 1 is finding out where they are and how to get off the track. And then you've got to actually go out in the snow or in the woods or in the jungle or in the desert to go find them and figure out how to get to them and what to do. Like, do you have to find a land bridge to cross? Or are they on the ground? There's so many times I just flew off the side of a mountain and just fell down into like this gorge to get a sign and then figure out how to, get yourself back out. So I had a blast doing those. They also do, for anybody that is into Hot Wheels out there, they are doing like the story mode is basically like this history lesson on Hot Wheels. So you go to like the first race, and as you're racing, the the narrator in your car is telling you history about Hot Wheels. Like, here's how the guy founded it, and here's what he was going for, and here's why the track's orange, and here's where the cars are from, and here are all the cool accessories that they used to have, and when they made it for the first time. And you're learning, you can learn all this stuff. Like I don't care about Hot Wheels, so I'm barely paying attention. But even some stuff like I didn't realize, like apparently he had like advisors from Formula One and stuff help him make the first Hot Wheels cars. Like I can't imagine being that invested that you're going out and finding real experts to help you make a toy car, but apparently
That's
they
cool.
did.
That's
Yeah,
really cool.
like there's
awesome.
cool stuff like that you'll learn about if you just play the little story modes. And then it's Forza. It does Forza Horizon stuff. There's jumps, there's breakables, there's collectibles, there's speed zones, all that stuff too. And it seems like the loop for this one is more, I would say, more like Turismo like. They put you out there, you start off as Class B, so you can only have a Class B car, and you have to do all the events to level up to Class A. Like you earn medals as you do this stuff, and you can earn medals for playing on harder difficulties or for setting certain speed times or doing a certain amount of races. And then as you level up, you get Class A and you get a new Hot Wheel. Or you can level up your old Hot Wheel, or you can get a new one, or you can buy a new one, and then you keep leveling up. So you just keep upgrading and upgrading, and then more and more events start popping up and becoming available to you as you get a stronger or a better license. And that's kind of the thing here. So there's a lot more gameplay on the hook of this. I played it today for about another 2 hours. I think I completed my Class A license. I'm not exactly sure how much more I'm going to play, because once I smash the boards and kind of do the extracurriculars, like I'm not there for the story bits or the races,
Right.
but I'll keep playing here and there. I'm just really just enjoying kind of being back and forth and back behind the car. I actually, speaking of wanting to be in a car thing, I picked up The Crew 2 on Steam last week for like $4, so I might give that a try at some point if I get bored. I've just been wanting to get back into a car game since Forza.
So you were playing Forza on PC, yeah?
No, Xbox.
You played on Xbox.
Yeah.
Have you tried it on your PC?
Mm-mm. I can't imagine it running any better. I mean, it runs 4K 60, as gorgeous as it can be on Xbox. Like, what more could I ask for? What could my PC give me that
you
I
only have a 60 hertz monitor?
only need a 60 hertz monitor? I don't think there's a need for anything more than that.
Oh, you just wait until you see it.
I've seen it.
Until you actually experience
I played it. I played Dying Light 2 at 144.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You don't have a monitor that does
My
144.
laptop did. I have played it. And I've played other things at 144 before as well. I've seen 144. I understand what you're saying, and there is a difference. And I've played games at 120, played Call of Duty at 120. Like I've played plenty of games.
Racing games and FPS are the ones.
I've played plenty
when
games.
You play it in the higher frame rate is like, ooh, this is.
I've played a bunch of games higher than 60. I get it. It is noticeable, but I don't think it's nearly as noticeable as 30 is to 60. Like I feel like it's diminishing returns the higher.
Well, yeah, it's not going to be as noticeable to 30 to 60.
60 is very
30 is like walking in molasses.
Fluid. Right. 60 is very fluid and smooth. Like I've never played 120 and been like, oh my god, that 60 sucks. It's never happened. I've been like, yeah, it's maybe slightly faster, but like, it's
I've
mostly
definitely had that. Like, oh my god, this is just.
I will definitely I'll take the 4K and the ray tracing and make it as pretty as possible at 60 over losing any of that at 120 or higher.
I don't think with Forza is very, very well optimized. Like I was able to run it at 4K 60 or 4K 120 on like my old graphics card. So
nice. Yeah,
I think with your 3080, you could.
I remember Call of Duty. Like I didn't think 120 was worth it, and I think I played Dirt 5. As Stingray says in the chat, Dirt 5. I played Dirt 5 at 120, and it wasn't worth the downgrades in quality on console. Like I'm just
console.
Very happy.
Can't really do it.
I'm very happy at 4K 60 with ray tracing. Like that's the bar for me. That's what I want to.
I have yet to find anything.
If it was 140 4K ray tracing, like it'd be great if it had everything. But in the absence of having to pick and choose one or the other, just give me 4K 60.
Y'all can keep y'all ray tracing. I'm not sold on that shit yet.
Ray tracing in Ghostwire Tokyo makes a world of difference. A world of difference. Like it's a completely different game.
I'll never know. It's not a game I'm playing.
Ray tracing in Call of Duty was barely noticeable because Call of Duty is already so good. Like it's barely noticeable. But ray tracing in Ghostwire Tokyo, I want to say Devil May Cry I might be misremembering that for something else, but I want to say Devil May Cry. Honestly, it might just be a game that has a lot of wet pavement. If the game has a lot of wet pavement and lights, you want ray tracing.
If you got some shiny objects here and there, then you got to go with the ray tracing.
Control.
Cyberpunk is incredible with ray tracing turned on. And actually, Cyberpunk is so good with ray tracing on, it might actually be worth giving up a little performance to keep it on.
Yeah,
because I was playing Cyberpunk with ray tracing on, DLSS set to what's the lower setting, not performance. Like I was giving up a little resolution to keep ray tracing on because there's a huge difference. But I agree with you, as you've heard me say for a couple of years now since this console's launched. Ray tracing is typically not something that I really care about because for most games, especially good developers that do really good lighting, like AAA games, a lot of times it's marginal. But there are standouts, and Ghostwire Tokyo, Cyberpunk, definitely top of my list. Play those games with ray tracing if you can, because it does make a big difference.
Yeah, I need to check out Control with ray tracing, and I want to see what they do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo looks flat and almost last genish without the ray tracing. It just kind of looks, plain and not. I'm trying to think of the right word. Not not realistic for sure, but not like a
lived-in city.
No, not the lived-in thing. It's not as dynamic. The world doesn't seem to like move or breathe as it does when you have the lights on and you see things changing as you move. Might be my favorite example of ray tracing to date. I think I said that. I see Melon is being a pain in the ass again. So we'll be using locals today. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've been playing. I can see and hear both of you, and you're both online. That's weird. Chat, let us know. Can you see Devin? Jesus.
Hey.
There we go.
What a mess.
Melon, get your life together.
Okay. So timestamp that, Dev. We got around 24 minutes and around 54 minutes.
Yep.
We did the mic check, I think, around 24 minutes, and then here we are at 55 minutes. We'll have to fix that. Definitely be using locals today, so don't screw it up. So
going strong.
News? Do the news now?
Yeah.
Let's
get into some news.
PSVG, gotta play them Donnie. My name is Sean Capri. PSVG, oh, I think you're friends. You and Lane, Dev, and Delvin. PSVG, gotta play them. Gonna read some news. None of it is fake, it's true. You tweet me and I'll tweet you. PSVG, gotta play them all. Yeah.
Just incredible.
I'll never get tired of that.
Yeah, definitely. Our first news story is just kind of a recap of how great a week it is in video games. Stray, Metacritic 84, OpenCritic 79, smashed the current record for an Annapurna game on concurrent players on Steam. I don't remember what the first game was. I don't remember now. I should have because I read it, but it was at like 8,000 concurrent players, and Stray I think had like 65,000 the other day. Like, so it didn't just do well.
Steam
crushed it. Yeah, their highest rated game. Also, when it hit the store, PSN went down for a couple hours. Like, I'm not sure if Stray can be blamed for that, but the timing seems to be interesting. Stray seems to be blown up through the roof. As Dusk Falls, sitting there at a nice 77 on both, getting nice reviews, which I was really happy about because if you guys remember, you two know from talking to me, I've been excited about for As Dusk Falls since it was unveiled. At E3, though, when we did the Xbox Bethesda show, there were a lot of people shitting on this game. A lot of people. And it's amazing like what a month makes. A month and like
what is this game?
It's the interactive visual novel game that Xbox is like a second party thing. But it's amazing at what not just a month, but what just a positive review cycle can do. Because you see people saw the visual style and they were like, what is this trash? And remember, like the narrative was Xbox had no games. Xbox had no games this year. Like, Starfield's delayed. Like, it's all bad. And here it comes As Dusk Falls, an exclusive, come to Game Pass day and day. And people are like, oh, it's so good, you've got to play it. And it just kind of changed everything. So I'm excited to play that. I think I'll play that before I play Stray, if I can. I don't know. My wife may not let me, but and I think it might be short. So I kind of want to jump into that because I'm real excited.
I think Stray's short too, as I was told.
Yeah, I heard Stray was real short.
Maybe I can get them both done then.
Like 4 to 6 hours. Yeah.
As we talked about, the Forza Hot Wheels expansion dropped. It's out yesterday. You can play it now. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can get it on the cheap. You get a couple bucks off. It's $17.99 for the expansion. If you're not a Game Pass subscriber, it's $20. Speaking of Game Pass, we got Game Pass updates. So As Dusk Falls, Watch Dogs 2, MotoGP 22, Sins of Solar Empires coming to PC, Torment, Tides of Numenera, and Inside, all coming to Game Pass before the end of the month. Watch Dogs 2 is out now. Continuing that Ubisoft streak, there are rumors that Ubisoft's about to make more stuff come to Game Pass, as Far Cry 6 has been seen in Game Pass advertisements in other parts of the world. So it's interesting. Yeah. There was never like that official like Ubisoft Plus or Ubisoft Plus Classics or whatever is coming to Game Pass. But ever since E3, like I think every drop they've made has included a Ubisoft game. So they seem to be supporting both subscription services just fine. Speaking of the other subscription service, PlayStation Plus at the premium tier are getting Loco Roco Midnight Carnival, No Heroes Allowed, and Echo Shift from PSP. And at the extra tier, you're getting Stray, Final Fantasy Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Marvel's Avengers, a bunch of Assassin's Creed games. There's like 9 of them that are all being dropped into this tier. Saints Row and Spirit of the North, which is excellent. I really like Spirit of the North. It's a really pretty game. So if you've never played it, give it a try. Especially if you're into Stray.
Even heard of it.
Really? It's a Fox game. I think it's got a lot of play, a lot of buzz on PlayStation when it first came out. But yeah, if you're into Stray, maybe give it an idea because I think they're somewhat similar. And then don't forget, over on the Nintendo side, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out next week. So video gamers eating good.
Games, yay!
Yeah, man, get excited. In actual news, Discord comes to Xbox. It's out today. If you're in the flighting stuff on the inside Xbox tiers, they'll integrate Discord voice chat with Xbox consoles, and the feature will be rolled out at a later date after they flight it and test it and all that. I saw
supposed to come to PlayStation early this year. What the fuck happened?
Oh, that's right. They announced that whole partnership. I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're working on it.
It's not early this year no more.
My only question, and I don't even know if I'd actually use it. I think it's cool that they're doing it. Don't get me wrong. But my only question is, like, can I just hang out in Sean's chat like I do anyway? Because that might be something I actually do.
Yeah,
but if not, then I'll continue doing it on my. Well, because remember, it's not a one-to-one person connection. It's like a room that he said. He has a group chat set up in his Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I didn't see anybody doing that with the examples I saw today.
Okay.
Everybody else was just like, if you're Discord friends, you can chat to each other. So I didn't know if that could be done.
I hope that it is group chat because me and my guy, like, we all play on a bunch of different stuff.
I think it's very rarely
PSN chat.
Are people hanging out privately DM chat, right?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Right? Oh, really?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, I have several friend groups that like, why do you talk? Why do you have chat in your Discord? We just voice chat. I'm like, really?
No. I get the chat room, but I'm talking like player to player DM each other to set up a chat.
What?
So like you can create a voice chat room and then everybody in the Discord can join.
Yeah.
What I was seeing today was just like, if you're Discord friends, you can chat like player to player. Like if I'm friends with Devin, we can chat with each other.
Oh,
I didn't see anything that was like, I'm on Sean Capri's Discord and I want to enter his Discord group chat channel for like all 16 of us can hang out. I didn't see that. I'm not saying it's not there. I didn't see the examples. I'm sure it will be, right? Because that was the point I was making. That's the whole point. Why would you integrate Discord if you're not going to bring the group chat rooms over?
If I can't be playing, we can't all play Call of Duty where I'm playing on my PS4, somebody's playing on their Xbox and fucking PC instead of having to use the in-game chat, and we can use Discord. That's what we want. That's what needs to happen.
John 32 says, isn't it just a phone then? Yeah, but no. It is, but we don't want to use our phones.
You can use Discord on your phone too. Go ahead and pop in a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, you can, but I don't. Because I don't want to. John, I have this beautiful microphone in front of this beautiful PC. So it's just
Mhm.
real easy for me to click the button and be talking to Sean in crystal clear microphone quality. Can't do that on your phone.
Nope. I am the same way. I play my PS5 right here, and we jump into Discord chat while we're all playing, and I use this mic and these headphones, and it's great.
A big reason why I got the PC isn't the voice chat, but I just found myself playing more and more PC. Like, I play on PC when I can, right? So I don't think that this update will actually do a whole lot for me, but I still think it's a big update because I think for millions of people it will.
Yeah.
But for me, I think if I'm hanging out with Sean on a stream, I'm probably going to be sitting on my PC.
Yep.
Because I'm 90% of the time, I'm not even playing the game Sean's playing. I'm playing something I want to play, just hanging out with Sean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marvel Spider-Man got details for their PC debut that's coming August 12th. So Marvel Spider-Man on PC will have an unlocked frame rate, will support DLSS, will have advanced graphic settings, ray tracing, will support ultra-wide displays, and image quality enhancing NVIDIA DLA, deep learning anti-aliasing, which should be pretty cool. The recommended specs is 3070 and higher if you're looking to do anything at 4K 60 or above, or 1440 with any sort of ray tracing. And if you want to go for the grand all be all ray tracing at 60, the recommended settings is a 3080. So you better be on the 80 series if you want to go higher than that.
3080, 12th Gen i7.
Yeah, it's like
10 gigs of RAM.
all the newest stuff. Yeah. Some quick hitters. Oh, this one's interesting. This one came out, I think, late last week. Skate apparently is free to play and is not going to be Skate 4. I have mixed feelings about this. I think it's.
I don't have mixed feelings. I hate it.
Do you? Okay. So this should be fun then.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I think for a lot of sports games, people have wanted not necessarily a free to play option, but a less annualized option, kind of an evergreen option. We're just going to update the game as a service, which is what this basically is suggesting. You have like this evergreen Fortnite game, and I think a lot of people think like Madden or WWE or any of these annualized sports games, NBA 2K. They want that to happen. Like you just get roster updates and they'll make gameplay improvements. So in that respect, I'm like, this could work out for them, especially in the skater, like for folks that are really into skating. And I'm not, I just happen to know some people that are, like being able to brand out your skater and your board and being able to like customize it, make it your own. I do think lends itself to some microtransaction success that you can get people to buy into. That said, I think the hope from those people were a full-fledged game. Skate 4 is what they want.
That's my problem.
And there is a connotation. I really hope this is not EA's way of putting out a lesser than full game experience. But that would be what if you're asking me to make a prediction, that would be my prediction. Is it seems like maybe they're going free to play to get away from delivering a full release console quality type game. Because when you release a game for $70, there's a lot of expectations that comes with that. It's supposed to have a certain amount of content to keep you busy and a certain amount of modes and all this type of stuff. And I hope that they're not just like, here's the Skate 4 mode. And I do know that if you've been following these stories, like people have been playtesting this game for months. I don't think the playtesting sessions have particularly been like really stellar. It's early, so I'm not like trying to judge the game. But there's been I've seen a lot of feedback in regards to it. So this wasn't the update that I wanted to see. And for the people that do want, sports games to become annualized, I think my statements ring true. We've seen an annualized like free to play option for Madden. There's Madden Mobile, and they update it every year, and it's been a pretty big success in mobile. And it's not great. Like it's not the Madden game that I would ever want. If they had tried to bring that to consoles, I'd be thoroughly pissed. Because they don't even give you like a full team or even a full exhibition mode. Like you have to earn your own team from the start. You can't even just play the game. Like you have to earn the Cleveland Browns. You have to earn every player on the team and just keep grinding it out. That sounds miserable. I would hate for something like that to happen. So yeah. Anyway, that's where my thoughts are. So what do you think, Delvin?
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything you say. I'm more worried about like EA is not good at microtransactions. They like to nickel and dime you for everything.
They've been better about that. I don't think that's fair.
They're really good at them, actually.
But here's the thing. They have actively tried to curbed that reputation for like the last 5 years. They've
Yeah.
tried so hard to make people stop saying that about them. And then this does kind of shoot that in the foot because they're just giving
Yes.
all the people all the same things to say again. But yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Considering that everybody's been asking for Skate 4, it's
Right.
almost like
This ain't Skate 4.
you get the Skate.
Skate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is what you're getting.
What have
You're
y'all
getting-
been working on all this time? You spent all this time to work on this free to play thing. Basically, you want a microtransaction to hell
It's a
to make a
skate
bunch of
arena.
money on.
Yeah, pretty
Can
much.
this at least pay for Skate 4 then, please? Like,
Yeah. I kind of just want to play Skate 4. And I think this is the time where when you have other stuff that's coming out like Session,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a good move because they're making other skate games.
I mean,
now.
I think they have like brand and they have like brand awareness. Like they've got the market.
Yes, they definitely do.
So I mean, like I don't think they're worried about Session, dude. They're EA.
Yeah.
They're not worried about Session.
They may not be worried about it, but they might need to be worried about it because
They should be.
if Skate doesn't hit like that and it's free to play, it's going to be a problem because like when people see that free to play model, they're like, ugh, don't know if we want to try that. So they got to really have to figure out something to bring them in.
It could be also that they're trying to just get as many people playing the game as possible because you already know free to play to us in our generation kind of like it gives us this trepidation, but then the whole Fortnite generation is like, oh, okay, another game free to play.
When people see free to play that they cringe, but you're also talking about people that play Apex. It's a wildly successful free to play game from EA.
Yeah. Also, like the Fortnite crew.
Right.
Like, we have some people here that hear free to play and kind of get that pause, but then again, like you have that whole group of people that are the Apex players, the Fortnite players. That to them, free to play, something else for me to play. If they deliver, it's going to be fantastic.
If they deliver a Skate-like free to play game, if it feels like Skate and it's quality of Skate, then I don't think anybody's going to be worried about it being free to play. To be honest, I think people kind of come around to it. But for me, like I probably wasn't going to buy Skate either way, and I probably won't play the free to play. Just being keep it 100, I'm probably not going to play this either. Because I got Tony Hawk and I got my fill of Tony Hawk, and Tony Hawk's sitting there on my hard drive. I can play it whenever I want to get into like the skating, feel. But for me, like if you were to think about, I'm trying to think of how I would feel if it was a game that I actually cared about. Like I wouldn't want like a full game, a campaign mode, missions, online multiplayer, lots of different modes, lots of different stuff. And I think if you were to say, like, if they were to like NBA 2K is free to play, I'd be very upset. That's not anywhere close to where I want that to go at all. Like, I don't want them to go anywhere near that.
Your son would be like, "This is great."
Yeah, because he'll sit there and just grind out 1,000 hours, and he'll keep dumping my money into it over and over again. We're not going to do that. So for me, I just think I've seen and heard that a lot since this announcement. Like every sports game should do this, and it's like, ooh, slow your roll there. I don't think that at all.
I will say this: it makes a little bit more sense in NBA 2K because NBA 2K makes you try to spend money on them. They're like, hey, you want to buy Ultimate Team Pack? You want to buy Ultimate Team Pack?
You want to buy the $150 version? Yes, I do.
Yeah, they keep bringing you stuff to make you want to like spend money on it. They're constantly telling you whether you want to or not.
I mean, Madden's most successful thing is Madden Ultimate Team, just like FIFA. Yes. And I'm happy that those are there. Like I'm fine with them being there. I never use them, but like if they were to take their game and make it free to play, what that says to me, like the upcoming NCAA game, that would mean it wouldn't have like a franchise mode, which is the only reason I even care about it. Is I'm playing the story mode. Like that's why I'm there. The only reason I
care about you,
right?
They don't care about you.
Of course,
they just want to get these microtransactions.
Free to play,
that money.
Multiplayer focus, Like I don't want any of that in my sports games. I would be very saddened if that happened.
They need to just like spin it off. They need to just make Madden Ultimate Team its own free to play thing. And
like
give
a
people
Warzone.
the Madden that they want.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I think a lot of the people that are saying those things, and if anybody's out there, it's like, who are you talking about, Donnie? I'm talking about these like the game journalists, the popular Twitter game space people that are like, oh, this is great. Every sports game should do this. You know why they're saying that? They don't play sports games.
They don't play sports games.
Like they don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't care if Madden becomes a multiplayer only thing they don't give a shit. You know why? They don't play Madden. So they don't care. I'm saying as somebody who does play Madden and NBA 2K and PGA and WWE every year, I would care greatly. I would care a lot.
Dev's boys
Imagine
would
have
be
to
pissed.
pay for each wrestler.
Yeah, be super pissed.
They would be fucking livid.
Don't do that. Yeah, Child
Gotta pay
Persistence.
$5 to play as AJ Styles.
I'm
Yeah.
way more interested in Skate's story than anything Skate 4 could ever be. And that's not,
Same.
honestly, has nothing to even do with Skate. It's just that I
It just
find
looks cool.
Skate's story more intriguing. Yeah, I've never been the Skate person, right? I was always
Look,
Tony Hawk.
man,
I never got into Skate.
The only Skate game that I ever want to play is TNC Surf Design on NES. That's the only skateboard game.
You're
I
so
a good
damn
game.
old. Just
I
old.
love that game. I used to love
that
that
game is awesome.
I never played it. I'm sure it is, but you always go back to like, you know what I want? The same thing I had in 1992.
I don't say that I want it. That's just the only skateboard game that I ever care about.
All right, Activision. Speaking of Call of Duty, folks, have now officially they have a publisher page on Steam that you can go subscribe to, and some folks that are monitor the Steam DB pages have noticed that Crash Bandicoot 4 has an ID on Steam and has been updated several times over the last few weeks. So it looks like Activision is preparing to launch a nice little bit of storefront support on Steam. And I would hope you would have to imagine, because Steam has already been announced for Call of Duty, that they'll probably have like some sort of, I don't know, day one launch or big event thing where like, here are a bunch of Activision games on Steam now.
Good for them. They need to do that because I'd like to.
That's cool.
I'd like to just launch my Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 in the Steam launcher, so it doesn't constantly require me to have Warzone.
Do you think if when they do this, do you think they'll offer some sort of battle pass integration that you like bring your games over? Because a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, yeah, this is them preparing, like Xbox is preparing them to come over. Like they might be shutting Battle.net down. I don't think there's a need to shut Battle.net down.
Me either.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they just think it's like too much trouble to, I don't know, maintain and just let Steam do it. Like I could get that.
That's so weird because Battle.net has so much history with all the other Blizzard games.
I would rather see them keep it going. Yeah. But knowing Xbox, like they're going to want all that stuff in Game Pass anyway. So I imagine that they probably wouldn't mind having one less launcher to not just to maintain, but support, but just divide the customer base.
That'd be really interesting if you take WoW and put that shit in Steam.
Steam and Game Pass.
Well, not Game Pass because
they're going to do both. They're going to put in Game Pass. It's just definitely
WoW's
going to be a Game Pass.
It's just a PC game.
Dude,
I can't imagine Game Pass.
They've bought Activision. Everything they have will be in the Game Pass app.
I'd be very, very surprised to see
100% everything they have.
It's a $15 subscription every month. Like that'd be really weird.
That they want you to subscribe to Game Pass for. That's what they're buying.
Yeah,
it costs $70 million.
So fucking.
At least to me, that's my thing. You think they're just going to let people subscribe to Blizzard independently? I don't.
Yeah, because that's $15 more you're getting. Because if you take away the sub and throw it in Game Pass, then you're losing. You make more money.
You're right. But I don't think that's how they look at it all. I think what they look at is they're buying subscribers. They're going to convert them automatically.
You leave those goddamn WoW people alone and let them keep giving you money.
I think that's a good idea. Like if you were in the room saying that, I'd be like, Dev's got a point. But I don't think that's not how. There's a certain level when you get to like giant corporations, they're not going to act like that.
They want those WoW people to be Game Pass people
in their subscription service. That's exactly how they're going to want it.
Because
if they have to lose 5 million people to do it, they will.
They're gonna kill World of Warcraft, these sons of bitches.
Nah, they'll make a new one that'll make everybody more excited.
Well, they're already coming out with an expansion.
I know. Yeah.
You don't make WoW 2. You don't do that. Don't fucking do that. You just no. It's been proven that you don't do that. That's why Destiny's not making a Destiny 3. You don't do that. No.
You just continue expanding until what people
WoW
love.
2 became WoW. The sequel to WoW became Overwatch.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Platinum has hired Nintendo former licensing general manager as its new president. His name is Takao Yamune. I hope I got that right. As rumors, Takao Yamune. Is that right?
I'm glad you haven't got that.
That was a culture moment. You missed it. Sorry, Donnie.
Okay.
Yes. Nothing, man.
Nothing, man. Yep.
This comes off the heels that rumors are swirling this past week that Platinum is looking for somebody to fund their next title. Not their Project GG thing that they're talking about, but like their next in development, like new.
Their next thing.
Yeah. And the rumors that were swirling was that they wanted Xbox to do it. There were no rumors saying that Xbox was going to, There are rumors saying that they pitched it to Xbox. Platinum is in such a weird space and has been for a while. I've brought this up many times. I've been worried about Platinum ever since they launched the damn Kickstarter. I was like, the hell are they doing? Remember when everybody lost their mind? Do you remember when everybody was like, oh, this is so cool, they're going to port One for 101 to Switch? Yeah, how'd that turn out? It was a mediocre game that they had everybody fund to help them mediocrely, like, put their mediocre game on Switch, and it didn't sell.
Put their mediocre game back out. Yeah. I remember that very well.
And then they've had some misses, some heavy misses, but they also have Bayonetta coming, and Bayonetta, I think, looked great. So I'm still excited. I'm excited for Bayonetta, and I thought Astral Chain was a hit, but like everything else they've done for the last 4 years has not been half as good as those.
Yeah,
they kind of have this hit or miss kind of record.
Platinum,
especially with licensed games.
For a while, I thought Platinum was ripe for acquisition, but at the same time, I'm starting to wonder if anybody would even want to take on the risk.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm kind of.
That's why they're like, can you just fund our game? You don't want to buy it. It's just can you fund this game, please?
Yeah, can you help us fund the game? I don't know.
Well, go ahead and make it exclusive to your platform. Just fund it for us.
They make great action games, but
they made great action games.
And I don't say that. I really want Bayonetta to be great.
I think Bayonetta would be fine.
Was amazing. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's been in development for a long time, and I kind of feel like Nintendo wouldn't greenlight it if they didn't think it was good.
I don't think they
hope it comes to other platforms.
Games.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Delvin?
I said they don't miss with the Bayonetta games. The other stuff is the problem.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Here you go, Delvin. Uncharted 4 and Last of Us director Bruce Straley has opened a new studio called Wildflower Interactive. The studio is made up of developers who worked on games in the Call of Duty franchise, Abzu, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, and Astroneer. In the video that he released today, he said since leaving Naughty Dog, he didn't think he was going to make games anymore, but the longer and longer he stayed away from games, like an idea kept creeping in his head and he kept working it out. So eventually he got some folks together and they started deving on it and eventually brought him back, which is the least surprising thing. I think if you're creative like that and you build things like that, like that's always a part of it. You can never like really let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised that he's back, or I'm not surprised he's released that he's making a new game studio. It'll be interesting to see if and when they actually bring a game to show. It'll be interesting to see if they partner with a publisher or if they really truly try to stay and remain independent. But I honestly, I didn't have this on the docket earlier when this news came out, Delvin, because they didn't announce a game. And I know that he has like some name appeal, but like if like once they announce and show a game, then I feel like it becomes newsworthy. Like him announcing that they're working on a game, I don't necessarily know how newsworthy it is.
I think it's interesting because we haven't heard from him in a while. Like he's been radio silent for a good minute.
Yeah, he left years ago.
Years ago, and it's interesting when you see these people who we've known for so long. Like he's one of them, Amy Hennig, and then they make their own studios, and then you don't hear nothing from them.
PSVG folks, the Amy Hennig news headlines was overrated 6 years ago. Like I started that train,
and we still haven't gotten anything.
Still haven't got that game. That's what I've been saying this whole time. I'm like, why are we all so excited? Why does everybody keep talking about it?
And this is why this news doesn't mean jack shit to me. I could care less. Oh, you make games? Oh, you got other people who make games and you made a studio? Great. When you have a game, then I'll care. I'll care. When you have a game to show me, when you tell me what you're making, then I'll care.
Jade Raymond was partnering with publishers. That becomes newsworthy. Yes. That's a new studio for a publisher. This is just an indie studio. Dude, there's 10 studios just like this every week.
Exactly.
Just don't happen to have Bruce Straley. That's the only difference.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I don't think they just don't have Bruce Straley. I'm interested to see what he does because him and Neil Druckmann work Magic together. Those games were really good.
Whatever he's making has better gameplay than Uncharted 4 and the original Last of Us.
Dude, when I finished Horizon Forbidden West today, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I've probably played this like 30 plus hours. And I was like, it felt like so much more of a breeze and more of like, a nice pace than Last of Us 2. It was definitely like on my mind. I was like, this is way better than Last of Us 2. just from a pacing perspective,
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe that was the Bruce Straley factor. Maybe. I'll pay attention when they show me what they're making. Until now, eat us, delete us.
Nintendo's announced that the Wii U and 3DS will close down their stores March 27th, 2023.
It's almost time, baby.
That's my mom's birthday.
Pour one out.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom.
Shutting it down. Telling you, get those 3DSs and hack them as soon as possible before it's too late.
Why? You don't need.
Because
It's never too late. Emulators exist. Just
It's going to be harder and harder and harder.
You don't need the store.
It's going to be harder
Who
and harder.
needs a store?
Be harder and harder
Just
to get ROMs.
emulate. Is it? It's never been hard to get ROMs.
I think so. I
got a shit ton of ROMs.
I've hacked both my 3DS and my Wii U. Hack your Wii U too. Yeah,
I
man.
don't know that Wii U.
I might have 3 Wii U's somewhere around here.
Should hack one.
I think my,
You would.
I don't know where they're my kids on. So I think they got one. We got one at like a thrift store for like $10 or something like that.
Wow, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
You probably
I had
found it
a
at a
string
yard
of-
sale or a flea market.
It's something like that. I got an Xbox like that too a while back. Like an Xbox One. It was like $20 at like a thrift store. Like, hey, here you go. All right. I think I traded in a GameStop and got like $200 for it.
Delvin loves him a thrift store or a pawn shop.
So do I.
Yeah, I did. They have great deals in there.
I like going thrifting.
Really good
You
deals.
remember that GameCube collection I bought a couple years back?
No.
When I first bought this house back in 2015, I went downtown to Hiram's, like this old, basically like run down, abandoned like cityscape. And, it's like the town square. And I went into this thrift store, and it had a bunch of stuff that like Southern thrift stores have, clothes, books, stuff nobody cares about. And in the corner, they had like video games. They had a couple controllers, Game Boy. And to hell if I didn't come across like 30 brand new, still in wrapping GameCube games. Zelda, Mario, Star Fox, Resident Evil Steelbook. I bought every one of those things for $50. I sold them for like $700.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why you go to thrift stores.
That's why
I
it
don't
exactly
even
why
know
you
where
go-
a single solitary thrift store is in this place.
had the Zelda promo disc complete, wrapped, like all of it. It was insane that it was just sitting there. I was like, why is this? This is crazy.
It was
and I-
waiting
I'm
for
never
you to
know.
get there.
You
I
always
never
find
forget-
something a gold mine.
We went to an antique game store that's since went out of business, and I bought a GameCube because my kids had never played any of it. We came home, we hooked it up. My kids played it for about 2 hours, and they were like, "Yeah, Dad, these games suck." My daughter was like, "Why do they look so bad?" And Jack was like, "I don't like this controller." And I was like, "Screw you guys! I'll play it by myself." And then I played it for about 2 weeks, and then eventually I stopped playing it. And then after about a month, I was like, I should probably just sell this stuff. Like, why am I trying to make this happen? Like,
If
I'm not.
if it makes you feel any better, you would have definitely impressed my son. He would have been right there with you playing forever.
I was. Yeah, I'm totally fine with revisiting old stuff that looks old and things like that. It doesn't really bother me.
My son
my
doesn't know any
kids
better.
Definitely did. They were like, oh. Like I remember they were trying to play because this was after like Wind Waker had already come out on Wii U. So I showed them like the original Wind Waker, and they're like, "Why does it look like that?" It's just like, I hate you kids.
Hence, fuck them kids.
Fucking kids, man. So yeah, so I ended up selling it all just a little bit because I'm not a collector. I collect the things that I like, but I'm not a collector. So those things didn't have like value to me. The GameCube games that I want to have, I have either on emulator PC or somewhere else. So I moved them along, but. Yeah, I like thrift stores. It's very rare now that you come across. I think the antique games market is like basically kind of been snatched up. Like they've been so hot for so long that there are very few of those to find anymore. But growing up when we were kids, I remember like N64. I go to a thrift market. They'd have just buckets of N64 games you pick up for like $1. Just everywhere. Yeah, I miss those. Those are cool.
Never been in one.
No More Heroes 3. Comes to PC and consoles this October, I think on the 11th. So that's cool. Don't do it. Don't do it though. Don't. And then Saints Row has gone gold and is now locked and loaded for release August 23rd. And that's
right around the corner.
It is.
Yeah.
Coming soon. And that's the end of the news. No, it's not. We've got.
Not about to say we got the buy or sell section, baby.
That was the questions, man. Okay. We didn't get odds makers this week from Rude Days 93. That's a bummer.
I didn't get anything from Rude
So let's
Days.
start with the
I'm sad.
fun one. according to a leaker via Reset Era, which leaked some images and a video from the upcoming Last of Us Part 1 remake. So, this is
more videos leaked while we were recording, by the way.
This isn't like somebody, just saying something. Like, they've had some evidence. They have said that the remake will feature no gameplay improvements. He also added that there is this is interesting, a 4K 40 FPS gameplay mode in addition to a 4K 60 dynamic resolution mode, quality mode.
That's standard at this point. The 4K 40? Yes. So for example, you guys be paying attention. So for example,
it's me.
The resolution mode in Horizon is 4K 40. So if you want to play it in 4K, it plays at 40 frames because it's the perfect.
I turned that on, and I was like, "Oh, this is worse." And
it still is very. It's still, once you play 60, it's not as great. But for people who really want to play the resolution, it is better than 30, and it's because it can fit into 120 with the frame timing and the frame pacing properly, so you can actually get to 40 and still keep the full like native resolution. So 4K 40 makes perfect sense in this instance.
Performance mode,
because Horizon has it,
60 or nothing.
Spider-Man has it, Ratchet and Clank has it. There's a lot of games now that are starting to have this. The 4K mode will play at 40 frames. So using the 120 frames. So there you go.
So what do you guys think about the features no gameplay improvements? Because this is stirring some interesting headlines. I shared one in the Discord earlier that was, more negative and clicky. Eurogamer's I thought was great. Eurogamer's headline was Naughty Dog continues to fight leaks online. And then the subline, like the little meta subline that they put in articles was it's infectious. Which I was like, this is a damn good writer over here. Look at this. Look at these people. So I've thought about this a lot, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it, mainly on Reddit. I've been watching this conversation play out on Reddit. And I will say that maybe I was honestly hoping that they were going to add a lot of the gameplay improvements from Last of Us 2 to Last of Us Part 1. It looks like that's probably not going to be the case. I doubt you're going to be able to dodge. I doubt you're going to be able to lay on the floor and do combat or have the advanced sneaking abilities. That doesn't lessen my enthusiasm for this game, but that's only because it's like my favorite game ever. So I was already all in anyway. I've already given them $100. Like, to me, the value was never in question. I never needed them to justify the price. I was all in on the price to begin with. But that said, for those that aren't, those are like maybe sitting on the fence. Maybe I get it. If you have The Last of Us Remastered, you're kind of wondering, like, what are you paying for? Obviously, there are graphical enhancements, and they are pretty drastic. Even in some of the leaked images, one of the images that I saw was from the main town in the beginning of the game, and just the lighting alone, like there's like more neon signs and stuff, and there's more reflection of the pavement. I was like, oh, this is like a night and day difference going on over here. So graphically alone, I think it's going to be a hell of an improvement. We've already talked about the character models, which has been, I would say it one more time. I'm still amazed at just how damn combative and divisive this game release has been. For a game that is so beloved, I thought a remaster and a re-release would be like welcomed with all arms, and it seems like people have hated it.
People don't want to pay money. That's basically what it fucking boils down to.
There's been so many remakes and remasters that people have gotten excited about, but it's like, I guess this one is just
up in arms about $70. I mean,
the newest one.
No, what are we getting?
That's the thing. People don't want to pay. People want to pay what they want to pay, and they don't see the value in the $70, which they've been saying for a while. But this is the latest excuse of it. Like,
I was
charging $70 for this old game.
I was thinking that it would be a completely like new gameplay. Like, to me, TLU 2's gameplay in Last of Us Part 1 was absolutely worth every bit of $70. I was like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit bummed that it's not going to be that. I still think gameplay will be refined. That
I hope it is refined. I don't need like all the advanced sneaking. I don't need to crawl under a car. I didn't
do that in Last of Us 2. New animations, if it's more fluid, if you have more control over the character, if it's
that's what I want.
Yeah,
I want it to be fluid. As long as it's actually fluid and like the combat feels like Last of Us 2, then I'm happy. But if it feels like Last of Us 1, I'm returning that shit. No, thank you. Like, I don't want. I tried to replay Last of Us 1 before Last of Us 2, and I was like, I can't play this game. It's too dated. So I need them to at least do some of the gameplay like refinements. I don't need it to have, like you said, all the advanced thinking. I don't need to crawl under a car. I don't need any of that. I can be totally okay with it as long as it plays smoothly. I'll be
Last
happy.
of Us 2 gameplay, rule out everything else. Just gameplay. The gameplay loop of Last of Us 2 is damn near perfect. It's really damn good for a sneaking action game.
Well, you know me. I'm just out here using the bow and arrow and headshotting everybody. I'm not crawling in no damn car.
Oh, I enjoyed crawling under the cars and stuff. That was really good.
Yeah,
And I enjoy like hiding in the weeds, being able to fire from your back. Like I enjoyed all of it. Like the array of things that you had at your disposal just was really, really good.
I want some good
Ellie for me.
back in it.
Stab people in the back, shooting the arrows. With Abby, I was like, we're just brute forcing everything. I'm just going to bash skulls.
So, yeah, this will be interesting to see how this plays out. We're a little over 2 months, 60 days away.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can see Neil just being so pissed at this that we don't see anything. The game just comes out. I would not be at all surprised. You know, he is just.
I would rather not.
So tired of the leaks. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not telling you how shit
leaked.
Comes out when it comes out.
Yeah, there just seems to be. I don't want to use the word toxic because I honestly, I don't think the stuff from today that I've seen is toxic. But like since The Last of Us 2, with its leaks and breaking embargoes and stuff like that, and then now, and yeah, they seem to have a security issue. And
yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's cutting into them.
A big one.
And there are people that are like, look, if it's not having any drastic improvements, if it's not like Last of Us 2, then I'm not going to buy it. That's their prerogative. I mean, everybody has that option. If you're not into it, you don't think it's worth it, don't buy it. I'm sure it'll come to PlayStation extra tier or whatever at some point. I'm sure you'll get it, for $20 at some point. Or if you never want to play it, the cool thing is if you never want to play it, you still have the remastered version. Yep. So you don't have to ever like use this one or acknowledge it. But this hasn't stopped my excitement or enthusiasm. I wanted it to be more than that, but like I said, at worst, it's the Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves, which if you remember, I replayed Uncharted 4 and I thought it was great, and that was just graphical improvements, and I thought they were noticeable. I was like, Uncharted 4 on PS5 is incredible. It's so much better than Uncharted on PS4, and it's just graphical. Same game, but it is much better.
Regardless, this game is going to look amazing.
Yeah, it's going to.
It is going to look fantastic. And if it doesn't have gameplay, how early of a build was this leak? Like that's the other thing that drives me nuts about these leaks. We have no idea.
From home, and presumably a PC build. So yeah, it could have been an early build.
Yeah, we have no idea the state of this stuff.
If they're entire. Like, I don't think if like the mechanics aren't there, like those are systems, like those gameplay systems, like the mechanics that we talked about from Last of Us 2. If they're not there, they're not going to be there. Like those are systematic. You got to build those in early. But that doesn't mean, like we said, that gameplay, like the animations from gameplay, menus and stuff. Like one of the things that I did read on Twitter, I don't think there's a spoiler, but any modifications that you make to the weapons will be like visually represented. So as you build out your shotgun, like you'll still see it. Like that's different. Like there'll be stuff like that'll be noticeable and improve the experience. And I'm sure the controls will feel tighter. If anybody hasn't played The Last of Us, it's a little stiff. It's a little clunky.
It's very stiff.
It's you kind of have like that Resident Evil type, that little trot stuff around. Like I'm sure that'll be better.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
The other one, which I think this is like a really good buy or sell. A Swedish retailer, Cool Shop, has emailed customers who pre-ordered Advance Wars to inform them that the game will apparently be releasing February 24th, 2023. What do you guys think? Buy or sell?
I'm buying it.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm buying it.
You don't think this is like a placeholder or just something that they just had?
It's such a weird placeholder. Who the hell has a placeholder for February 24th?
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's just
Let me look up.
So random.
Yeah.
Like that is not a placeholder date. A placeholder date would be the end of like a fiscal quarter.
And I was betting, I kept saying January. I've been saying this for a while. I thought that they would just kind of push this off in the winter. I guess this still might count. But yeah, I was
February 24th.
This is what they would kind of do.
It's a Friday.
I'm buying it. They got that date from somewhere. Now, whether or not that date may change between now and then, but I'm pretty sure they didn't just run with it out of nowhere. It's probably somebody from Nintendo Europe probably told them that, and they probably didn't know that it wasn't safe to share. So if you have a pre-order of Advance Wars, like I do, I guess the next date you can circle is next February. So
You're almost there.
Almost there. Wait a little bit longer. And that, Dev, is the news.
All right. Well, let's get into these questions. We can probably get through all of them because we did not get a lot of questions this week. I'm going to blame COVID just because I feel like blaming COVID.
Sure.
COVID.
Send in your questions, people.
Yeah. First question comes from Kingsman4. He said, if you worked at Xbox, what game or IP would you pitch to a studio to resurrect?
I don't know.
Viva Pinata.
So it has to be
They
an
own
Xbox
Crystal.
IP.
They don't own Crystal, no. Crystal just got sold to the Embracer Group or whatever.
Okay, because I remember they went somewhere. I was going to say, I want them to remake Resurrect Legacy of Kain.
Crackdown and make it good.
So it's just resurrect.
Yeah. Bring back Crackdown and make it actually entertaining. Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
They tried that already. It failed once.
And they failed twice.
Yeah, Embracer Group. Yeah. Embracer Group bought Crystal and Tomb Raider for $300 million.
Son of a bitch.
I would say, like, it's hard because the ones that I would have absolutely picked are currently being revitalized. Perfect Dark and Fable.
Yeah.
1 versus 100 we think is being revived, but I guess technically it hasn't been announced, so that would be my answer. And if none of those fit, then Viva Pinata. I would rather have Viva Pinata than Banjo.
Yeah, I'm still going with Legacy of Kain. I don't care who makes it. Just bring back Legacy of Kain. That was a great series.
They didn't make, I'm sure they didn't, but I'm going to just Google it real quick just to be sure. I'm sure they didn't. Yeah, they didn't. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Can they bring back Scalebound?
Oh, man. I was really excited for that.
It looked cool.
That was Platinum, right?
It looked interesting.
The gameplay
Platinum,
demo
yeah.
that they showed, I didn't think looked great.
I don't even remember the gameplay demo. I just remember the game looked cool. I was like, that's a game I'd play. And then they canceled it. It's like, well, fuck you, Xbox.
Yeah.
I would rather like Viva Pinata or Killer Instinct or something like
Killer
that.
Instinct is
Killer's still around.
Yeah.
I mean, they released the one for Xbox One, but that was like, what, 8 years ago?
They keep updating it. They've done more
Wasn't
stuff
that long
to
ago?
it.
It's been a long
It
time.
was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I
It's been
wouldn't
a
say
while
that
since
it
they
needs
done
to be
some more stuff to it.
resurrected. It's still there.
They finally got the whole roster on it now. It was like, here's a fighter a week, but you can pay to get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it.
I was trying to think of rare properties. Like, I don't want to. I mean, Banjo would be fine. Like, if they had a new Banjo game, like, I would look forward to playing it. I'd rather have Conquer than Banjo. But what I was thinking, and this is what I was saying a minute ago when I looked it up, was Outlaw Golf, which I played on Xbox and I associate as an Xbox.
I remember that,
but it wasn't an Xbox game. It had nothing to do with them. But I just thought it was cool. So I was thinking about that.
I got out like a bargain bin at GameStop at one point.
They also have that. What's that? Like, they have a dog fighting game, like a jet game that I remember Nathan always talking about. I never played and was never into.
I mean, it doesn't say it has to be an Xbox IP. It just says, what gamer IP would you pitch to resurrect?
I'm glad you clarified.
I guess in that regard, we could just buy something.
Yeah.
Just go out and buy one.
So give me Legacy of Kain. Can we resurrect Road Rash, please?
What about
also?
an old? What
Road
about?
Rash
Is there a Bethesda IP that we want to bring back?
No.
Why?
Absolutely
Damn,
not.
Dude.
I don't like Bethesda games. There's only Bethesda title that I like is Dishonored. That's the only one that I enjoy. The rest of them can kick rocks.
We wait a little longer, but the Dishonored and Fallout will need to be resurrected.
Yeah.
Like,
Fallout for sure.
We're
Jesus.
starting to get to that time where they're getting close to qualifying. Let's see here. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm good.
Yep. All right, moving along. Dragon Mouth 3D says, what are the crew's feelings on NFTs in gaming?
No,
And why is it anything
No.
other than they have no place in gaming?
it's not.
It's not. It's not.
No.
We tried to
Fuck
do the
NFTs.
NFT thing, and I remember looking into it, and like there's a whole blockchain is terrible for the world thing, and I don't really
Yeah,
know
no,
enough to care. Like I don't know. I'll take Garrett's word for it. If Garrett says it's terrible for the universe, then I'll believe him. It's terrible for the world.
Yep. Garrett, we trust.
Yeah, but the whole idea of like here's a skin or a statue, and it's just exclusive to yours, and you can sell it to other players. Like I don't want any part of that. It just sounds like the worst idea of like a Fortnite thing. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
How about
Sounds
this?
dumb to me.
Here's a novel concept. Instead of thinking how can we like digitize and monetize this asset and sell every single thing that we can that we make in a game, how about, crazy idea, you just make a good fucking video game and sell that instead?
Yeah. That could work.
Is that crazy? It's a crazy idea, right? Like instead of putting all of your effort into how can we make the most money by doing the least amount of work, you could just make a good video game.
And people will buy it.
I'm just really I'm happy to buy a good video game. I'll buy it multiple times. Look at me. I've bought The Last of Us so many times.
So many. And you'll buy it again. Probably 2 more times.
$100 for more
Gonna
than
buy it on
anything
PC.
People are like, it's not worth $70. I'm like, I spent
Here's
so
100.
much more than 70. Like, yeah, you just make a good video game and I'll just buy that instead.
Yep.
I tried to be open-minded to the NFT thing. I really did. Like when it was really blowing up, like I tried to understand it. I got into it. And like I do kind of understand it, but as everything that I've said about free-to-play, microtransactions, like, do I want that to be the future? I don't know.
That's stupid.
No, I really don't. So
it's so dumb because I can just right click, copy, paste your NFT and then go mint it. And now I have the same thing you do. It's
this
stupid.
may be naive or ignorant of me, but I'm one of the, like, this isn't something that I'm into, so I haven't put a whole lot of thought. But it screams like cryptocurrency to me. It's like somebody's just trying to find something that has no value and they want to give it like a relative value so they can make money off of it. And it's like, I have no want or desires for that. What are we going to do? Like hang digital pictures in our metaverse homes? Like I'm not doing any of that. If that's like the future, that's where I probably get off the ride. Like we always talk about
absolutely where I get off the ride.
You like an old man and you just like let
get off the ride of life?
No, like just video games.
Video games. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna enjoy my N64 from now on, guys. Like you all have fun with that, you youngins. that's a
you
young
enjoy
man.
your metaverse nonsense. I'm gonna be over here. Y'all have fun. Fuck off my lawn.
I'm glad I kept my 3DS.
100%. Next question coming in from Big Nick. He says, when do you think GTA 6 will be released? He says, who thinks we'll see another Half-Life game before another GTA game?
This is great.
We're not getting another Half-Life.
A couple weeks ago on Board of Video Games, I was kind of thinking that maybe it would be announced next year and released the following year after. And I still think that that's possible. Except that I saw a headline today that apparently Rockstar has hired like 200 people this month, which makes me think they're just ramping up. So like
when
maybe
is the next
a lot further out.
The next
than
console gen coming? When do we think the next console generation is coming? Because whenever that is, the year before is when GTA 6 will come out, and then we'll get the remaster of that on the next generation.
That's exactly
that's what's going to happen.
My logic has just been they've been working on GTA 5 for so long, and I know that they're working online and they are creating assets, but they have had to have GTA 6 in some sort of pre-production, I would say, for at least 3 years.
But they lost so many people that were like the main people working on like the Grand Theft Auto stuff. So
what I brought to Board of Video Games is I was just wondering, like, what do people want from the next GTA? Because I've been reading a lot of I do follow GTA stuff online. I've been reading a lot of people that were like, like there was that PC Gamer article that was like, we want GTA to be more like Red Dead, and I was like, nope. I don't want that. Nope. And there's a lot of people. This is like a thing that's gaining some traction. There's a lot of people that want GTA to be serious and not satirical and not, making fun of America or like.
That's not GTA. That's a different game.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. So that's kind of the point I was making about video games. Like, I don't want any of this stuff that's like gaining, but it seems to be gaining steam, at least on social stuff about GTA. There are people that are like, yeah, we don't want it to do all the things it's done before. And I'm starting to wonder if GTA might be reaching that point where it starts to cross into like a Far Cry thing. That if they do release a campaign or a narrative that hits hard at people or has any sort of like tongue-in-cheek jokes at a group of people or America or something, like, do they start to get that feedback that like Far Cry gets, like that backlash? And I'm starting to
but
wonder
they'll
if that might
still
be the
sell
thing.
400 bajillion copies, and it's not going to matter.
I hope so, because I'm with you. That's what GTA is, and that's why I've always liked GTA.
Because I would be really interesting to see that shift if all the journalists that hate on Far Cry decide to hate on GTA when like you're the same journalists that love GTA 5. Like, that would be a really, really interesting turn when this is what GTA is.
It just seems to be like,
And that's what they do.
I feel like that turn has slowly already been happening. It's just the things that I'm starting to pick up on. I'm just starting
Let me off this ride.
trying to read the room, and I'm like, like I'm starting to notice some things. And
serious
it's like
GTA
retrospectives that are
totally
like
different.
taking unnecessary shots at GTA 5, like now, like years later. And they're like, oh, I didn't like this about that. And I don't like, do we need a game like this anymore? Do we need these like sex jokes? Or do we need this, stuff like that?
Do we need your opinion? We don't need your opinion. You can kick rocks.
Just telling you what's out there, my man.
Hey, Vay. I don't know if I can deal with the gaming space that is just like, that takes itself that serious.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
We've also lost, as you said, we lost the director. We lost the Hauser brother. We lost Laszlo. Laszlo's been with the game for decades.
Yep.
Like you have to wonder what those departures how they might impact the game. So I don't know. Like I was thinking we were a year or two away from seeing the next GTA, but in recent stuff, like with him ramping up, like maybe it's further out than that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But I was just thinking it's 2022. Game originally released in 2013, remastered in 2015. GTA Online hit, it's even 2017, 2018. That's 4 years. Like they should have had some sort of pre-production game in the works in my mind. If the next GTA doesn't come out for another 5 years, I would hate to say it's a mistake because obviously they're making bajillions of dollars. So, but I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Yeah, it's still charting, still charts.
I mean, the thing is, it could have been the fact that like their next game was GTA Online before they even started any pre-production on GTA 6. So
that's another thing to consider. How much has GTA Online success impacted what they want to do for a campaign?
Probably huge.
Yep.
Maybe the campaign is much shorter. Maybe they go that Call of Duty route. They cut the campaign down, try to bleed more people into GTA Online.
Then that's not GTA. You've created a different game.
With you.
Just really saddened me. I don't appreciate that, Donnie.
I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it real.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
It's wrong. Fuck that. I don't like people playing on my phone.
All right. Drew wants to know what's one game you think might come to Game Pass before the end of the year and one game you wish would come to Game Pass before the end of the year. Fuck Game Pass.
Wow. I'm assuming he doesn't mean like indie games. I think he probably means like big name games.
Yeah.
I think Game Pass has showed you their hand. There might be another surprise in there, like like if this 007 thing ever comes to fruition or something like that. But I don't think any of the games, like the big third-party games that we really know about, are probably going to show up day and date. I mean, I think they might they'll definitely be, like Far Cry 6 or something like that. There'll be some games that have already come out that they can throw in there. It'll be surprises. I wouldn't be surprised at all if The Quarry popped into Game Pass at some point. They have a free
for Game Pass.
Is it on Xbox?
Yeah.
They have free. They have a free
everywhere.
trial right now. I think you can play it for free right now, like the first hour or something. I don't think
is for Sonic Origins.
Origins, not Frontiers.
Yeah, Sonic Origins. Yeah, not Frontiers.
Sonic Origins. I've been wanting Frontiers. You guys know that. I've been hoping that Frontiers would pop into Game Pass.
Yes.
Because typically what I want from Game Pass is I want Game Pass to put games that I'm not necessarily like I want to buy day one for $60 in.
that you
Right.
don't want to spend money on.
Yeah, so it's like it's at B tier. It's like that just below that. Like there are games that I'm absolutely going to buy, but then these other games that like I might buy, and that's really what I want Game Pass to attack.
Right.
So Sonic Frontiers would be great. The Evil West would be dope. Like throw that in Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
That would
definitely
sound like
has, like a
something gonna
Game
be a Game
Pass
Pass.
feel. That has a real Game Pass feel.
I don't
For
think
sure.
Gotham Knights will be in.
It needs to be because that game looks like
I'm with
trash.
you.
I was gonna say that exact same
What's
thing.
the
It
other?
probably should be a
What's
Game
the other
Pass.
game? The
Other
the Marvel.
DC game? Oh, you talking about Marvel Knights?
Yeah, was that the
Marvel
What's it
Knights?
called? What's it called? Marvel. You talking about
The
is it
card
Marvel
game?
Knights? What is it?
with like the Hulk
Yeah.
and stuff on it? Like,
Midnight
you look
Suns, right?
on.
Midnight Suns. There you go.
Midnight
They should
Suns.
put that in Game Pass because I think that game might struggle.
Yeah, it's might. Josh
game-
is gonna
He
keep
might
it
be in
alive.
trouble. What's the Dark Pictures game that's coming out after the Quarry?
The Evil something. What was the name of it?
That one should maybe come to Game Pass because after the Quarry,
The next shitty game is what it's called.
I'm over Supermassive completely. I'm never gonna buy another Supermassive game again.
Yeah.
I'm looking at our notes. No More Heroes, right? Why not?
That should come. That makes
It's
sense.
not gonna sell
That
a
actually
ton.
makes real sense.
Don't.
still a piece of garbage.
How dare you? It's probably not going to sell a ton. The No More Heroes games themselves aren't even on Xbox, I don't think. Right? It's just PlayStation 4.
No.
So they're dropping No
Just
More
PlayStation
Heroes
4.
3 on Xbox without the previous ones even being there. Might as well just fucking throw that thing in a Game Pass. Like I can't
Yeah.
imagine it's going to sell very well anyway. It's going to sell like 2,000 copies on Xbox. Like, don't put it in Game Pass. So those would be my answers, I guess. If you're looking for a highlight, something like that. I don't think like
Yeah.
Callisto Protocol's not going to go into Game Pass. Or anything.
Nah, I can't imagine that.
Call of Duty, like if the Activision thing closes, like maybe, but I doubt it.
It would be by the end of this year,
it's too
though. It's too
early.
soon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too soon.
I think it'll be next year.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do you guys got? You
yeah.
guys got something else?
Like I said, Origins, Sonic
Origins.
Origins. Maybe they put the Outriders DLC.
Oh,
back
that's a good
into
one.
Game
Yeah.
Pass.
What about the annual games? We got sports games coming. Like all the
I mean,
EA
you
stuff
have-
is in there.
Yeah, but they never put that stuff in like day one. It's always
That's
when it
true.
goes into the vault. So
Yeah, you can
I can't
pass.
imagine them putting Madden or FIFA in there day one.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll play Madden on my pass until it runs out before I buy it.
Yeah. yeah. I do think that Evil West is a good call. I can see Evil West hitting.
If they don't, I'm going to buy that game. Like that's a game that I'm like, I'm probably going to get it. It just looks really cool. But that is
It
also
does.
a game that if they were like, it's on Game Pass, I'd be really excited. I'd be like, yes. Cult of Lamb.
I could see
That's
that.
a good one.
I can see that. I feel
That
like
makes
Devolver
sense.
always throws stuff in there, so
Mhm.
that would make a lot of good sense. But I feel like if that were the case, it would have been announced already. Because isn't that game like around the corner?
Yeah, it's a couple
September,
weeks.
right?
August.
August.
Couple weeks away.
Yeah. Well, we shall see.
Sean says 49-inch ultra wide. He's playing Tetris Effect.
Of course.
That's the PC way, right? You're like, look
I
at
mean,
this. I got the 3080 and this amazing monitor, and I'm going to set up an emulator and playing Ocarina of Time. Sean, do ultra wide Mario so you can just see like the whole damn level from the get go. Just the
Right. Nonsense. Tetris Effect.
damn,
Really?
that gives me an idea. Nintendo definitely should have put Mario Maker on PC. God, I made a killing.
Yeah.
Absolute killing.
Tetris Effect is not brand new, Sean.
Yeah, it's not. It's like 3 or 4
True
years old.
enough.
Maybe it just came out in Canada. I don't know. I don't know what you guys do.
Newish.
Is it that old? Is it 3 or 4 years old? It is, right?
It's pretty old.
It's a PC. It was a PlayStation VR game at first, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's good though. It is good.
Yeah. I don't know if it's ultra wide worthy, but it's good. We love you, Sean.
That should be our podcast review. Sean Capri. God damn it, you guys.
Next question comes from Matt. He says, "What do you think the future of video games will look like, and how far away is it?" Well, if it's that metaverse shit, I hope it's
I was just gonna
way
say that.
off. I hope it's so far off that I'm dead and gone before that happens, so I can keep enjoying my games. But I don't
20
know.
years from now, we all have to go into the metaverse to play games in the metaverse.
No,
And
God, I don't want
exists
that.
in another metaverse.
We have to buy a
Sounds
metaverse TV and metaverse console to play our games on.
Yes. In a metaverse house.
Wow.
With your metaverse art.
Just,
I think the future of games, if I could I think the next era of games is digital. I think the publishers cut GameStop and Walmart and retailers completely out of the picture.
they're not going to have to cut out GameStop. GameStop ain't going to exist.
Yeah, I think they go direct to
Cut yourself
consumers.
out.
I think they go direct to consumers with digital boxes. I don't think we're close enough to game streaming being the basis, but I don't think we're that far away. So 10 or 15 years from now, I think console makers sell like little digital boxes that have some internal storage and some internal ability to play things locally, but are probably geared at streaming in subscription-based models that we all subscribe to and play.
I 100% agree.
I think PC becomes the place for public developers that don't want to buy into that model, because I think the hardest thing with that model is I think there might be, I don't think it's like antitrust or monopolization, but I think with the subscription model, you're taking away potentially the ability for a smaller dev to earn infinite amount of money, like the incentive, like, where's the next Minecraft or something like that. I think that's where PC comes into play, because I think PC will still be an open platform and there will still be things like Steam and Epic and things like that. The console space will just be more closed. Like the tip of what we call the console space will be Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, a Nintendo service box of some kind or something like that. I think that's the future. And then I think, certain indie games get included in subscriptions. And then if they don't, there may not be like open stores for you to just buy stuff. Like you may have to go to Steam or something like that.
Yeah, I totally think you're right. I think it's going to be that whole just push for digital. Here's a little box, lets you connect, you pay your subscription. It's a free to play type thing. You don't even have to pay for the box. You get the box, you get the subscription, and you just have games. Most of them living in the cloud. You have some small games that you can download and play offline.
There still might be storefronts and there might be like open publishing. I just feel like they become like right now, consoles are really geared at that 30%. And I think all the moves that we're seeing these companies make is they're trying to get away from that. Actually, I think they're seeing that revenue lessening. So they're like, what's the next thing? And that's the subscription. So like you still might be able to buy a game, but I just don't think that'll be the focus. The focus will be, why would you do that? Your subscription has all the games that you could want. Like that'll be the thing that they'll go for. Whereas I think, like Roblox, I'm trying to think of like, what are the PC hits? Valheim, like these things that come out on PC and blow up. You'll need PC for that stuff. Cause I wonder how much they'll be able to do that in the console space that's geared by subscription. It'll
be interesting to see what it looks like in 20 years. That's for sure.
Isn't completely different than what we have now. You think like Fall Guys is kind of having a resurgence now that's been opened up. But was it Inside? Or not Inside. What's the
Inside?
No, what's that Inside? I can't think of the name. What's the sus game?
What does it do? Oh yeah, shit, I can see him. Among Us. Among Us,
yeah. So like that blew up on PC and got big on mobile, and then they brought it. I think that might be more of the thing going forward.
Yeah.
Sean has a question. Thoughts? Or Delv, sorry.
I want to see if Delvin had any thoughts on the future.
No, I think we're going to just have a situation where we're not essentially not going to have consoles. It's just much like Netflix. You're going to have a little app that you on every TV that says PlayStation or say Game Pass. You click that, pick up your little controller, and that's how you play. I think that's what we're leaning more towards. Instead of us buying games, I'm going to hate it.
Daniel's going to love it.
Daniel's going to love it. Yes.
Sure.
And that's why Daniel's the worst.
I still think there will be, I think as long as these companies have like a library of games that they're keeping current for you, like if you're retaining customers, I think for the next 20, 30 years, there'll still be a strong demand to be able to run the game locally. The digital may become the option that they want to push, and you're right. They might just make it so convenient that you just go that way. But I don't think we'll go from a deviceless option anytime soon. Because there's still too many people that I don't want to stream it or they can't. Network's not there. And even 10 or 15 years from now, I'm still not sure that it will be there.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be there.
So I think a cheap device that can run some things locally will still be necessary. Now that might
be lucky if we have a country in 15 to 20 years.
15, 20 years from now, that might be a Roku stick, right? Like with the power of computing, it may not need to be a computer, like ours. But, it might be a little Roku box, but I think there will be a device.
So Sean's question for the pod, he says, what should he play to push his new setup?
Cyberpunk.
So let's see. He's got a 3080. I don't know if he has the 12 gig or the 10 gig 3080, but he does have the EVGA for the Win card, which is a really good card. I don't know what his CPU is, and he's got 49-inch ultra wide. So with the 49-inch, you kind of have to have a good CPU to be able to push frames that wide on that resolution, because it's not a 4K, it's not 2K, it's this weird in the middle type of thing. So
forgetting it's ultra wide, and the ultra wide throws a bunch of stuff because not every game supports ultra wide.
Correct.
Far Cry.
Oh, he's got the 12 gig 1080. Very nice. You really want to push it though. Flight Simulator. That'll be one to really push it.
He wants to play too.
I mean, Top Gun. Play the Top Gun Flight Simulator. That'll look really great.
It's not worth the time it takes.
Oh, you're working on 9700K. Okay, actually, your 9th gen. We got the 390 series stuff. 64 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, that's not going to matter for gaming. 64 gigs of RAM doesn't do anything.
Does Forza work with that?
Sure,
Forza does. Forza would be a
that
good
seems
one
like something that'd be
check
cool
out.
What about Star Wars Squadrons? Doesn't have really good ultra wide support. A lot of people do that in VR and stuff. You get the big wide cockpit screen and all that. Yeah.
I have no idea if that plays. No Man's Sky would be another one.
Good call.
Horizon does support ultra wide as well. The original Horizon. Control, because that'll just tax your system for sure.
Yeah.
You want to scare yourself? Play Resident Evil.
I'm looking at Rock Paper Shotgun's best games to play in ultra wide. They have Red Dead Redemption 2.
Nobody should play that game. So
apparently has really good ultra wide support, as does Death Stranding.
Oh yeah, Death Stranding. If you want to take a nap.
Death Stranding is a good one. That's a good one.
This one says Age of Empires.
Yeah, just because there's so much stuff on the screen like that.
It looks nice, yeah.
With the ultra wide, yeah.
I've got pictures of of the ultra wide running the game. No Man's Sky looks great.
Mm-hmm.
BioShock Infinite. I didn't know that did the ultra wide. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think Death Stranding, No Man's Sky, Flight Sim.
I don't know what Cyberpunk does for ultra wide, or if he even does it. To be honest with you,
I don't know if it does. I mean, I feel like they probably didn't support ultra wide. They had enough issues just getting the game out the door.
Sea of Thieves.
Oh God,
my son's been playing Sea of Thieves all week.
Really?
Yeah, he's gotten way into it. Him and his friends. They keep going.
Witcher 3
and stuff.
Witcher 3 is a good game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you got lots to choose from there, sir. I'd love to hear, and maybe see some screenshots or something of this ultimate setup you've got going on, sir.
Ultimate. I didn't like my ultra wide as much as I thought I would, so I can't imagine going back.
You also didn't have 49-inch of ultra wide.
Yeah, that seems too big. It's too wide. This article also says Firewatch, and I don't know if it's going to stress your system, but I love Firewatch, and any excuse to play Firewatch is awesome.
I really wanted to love Firewatch.
Firewatch is amazing,
and I never played it.
Oh, it's a shame. It's so good. I've played it 3 times. I've played on both consoles, and I replayed it on Series X in the developer commentary mode. where you can listen to them talk about all. It's like a documentary for the game, all the things, all the decisions they made, and that was excellent as well. It's a great game.
I should play
I
it like
need
that.
the Donnie no sleep plan so I can play more games.
Right? I got serious work done when I couldn't sleep. I was over here just gaming away, man, just churning them out.
I've been home all week and have been like, I'm gonna go.
I feel you there. Yeah, I've definitely been there.
All right. We got 2 more questions. TPR wants to know, between all of you, let's say everyone's driving a Corvette on a circular track. Who's winning the race after 10 laps?
These two.
I'm gonna take.
Because you'd never catch me driving a Corvette.
Well, see, I was gonna say definitely not me because I'm not driving in a circle 10 times in a Corvette. No, thank you.
Delvin's the winner.
I'm
Delvin, you win
bored
by
too
default.
easy. Like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I don't
Even with the better car,
I'm not into
I'm still
Corvette.
not doing it.
Although I will say the new Corvettes are pretty awesome. The Corvette basically just started making Ferraris about 2 years ago. Like they've got everything under the hood, and like I'm not joking. Like the new Corvette is right. It's a supercar. It's not a Corvette anymore. It's a supercar. It just has the damn Corvette name on it. But when I think Corvette, I think of like 60s Corvette, Stingray Corvette, like 90s Corvette, and I don't like any of them. I did not grow up liking Corvettes. So
Okay, so let's say it's not a Corvette, but it's like your car of choice.
I mean, I'm not a racer. I've never. So I
I'm
don't
like
know.
I'm the same way. I just want to turn up the music and just coast. So I'm not even trying to race.
Yeah, I did put my kids in the wall go-karting. So I mean,
Nice. So that's different. Now, if it's like, destruction derby, that's a different story.
we were on gas carts
That's
too,
different.
and I legit put Jack in the wall.
Nice.
He tried to come up on the inside and tried to close the door on me.
Let's trade some paint.
I let him have it. And then Victoria did. She got in front of me and thought it was cool to slam on the brakes, except I didn't stop. I just rammed her. And then I rammed her.
That is your daughter. Jesus.
And then her car like lifted up and fell down. And she's like, "Geez, Dad, thanks a lot." I was like, "You stopped in front of me."
That is your daughter. Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, I don't race the Challenger. I like my cars to be fast, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I, go out
Rebecca,
and
no.
drive them fast.
No, Rebecca, no.
What do you have against the cat game, dude?
Nothing, but not on that system.
Why not?
Just cause. Just off GPs. No. So TPR, we're not racing. We're all just gonna be cruising. So we're all
I'd be in
gonna
the same
tie.
car.
Yeah. We're all like, let's just jump in and listen to some tunes and go around 10 times.
Cheaper gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to drive. I'm gonna sit in the back and fall asleep, listen to music.
I'm gonna ride shotgun. I'm gonna ride shotgun.
I'm like,
let Donnie
I don't want to drive the Corvette. Dev's, I don't want to go to Circle, and Delvin's like, I don't want to drive.
Lay in the back.
So Delvin is in the pit crew, like listening to music. I took a different car,
Yeah.
and Dev left.
100%.
That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
Oh my goodness. All right, our last and final question comes from no other than Delvin Jr. He says, what's a game you love so much that you went the extra mile to 100% or platinum? His answers are Persona 5, kudos on you for that one, and Spider-Man.
That kid's a dork.
Yeah, my answer,
He's not
my
doing
answer
that.
Delvin Jr. is none. I don't care about platinums. I don't even know if I have any.
You have them for The Walking Dead if you finish them on anything.
Then I probably have one of them. I don't know. I think I played all the Walking Deads on Xbox, but sure.
Then you'd have the 1000.
Well, that's
if
100%.
that's even what that does. Yeah.
I don't care about
That's what it does.
I really don't. I never have. I don't really look at them. I don't think of them as like a badge to prove my worth or show my love for a game. Like I love The
Because you're
Last
so
of Us.
damn old.
I love
beat
The
the
Last
game.
of Us.
That's your achievement.
I've played it a dozen times. I've never wanted to play it on harder difficulties. The trophy that I wanted in The Last of Us, I didn't even like. It had nothing to do with the trophy. So I wanted to collect all the collectibles, and you get a trophy for that. Like to me, that's my platinum for that game. Is I collected all of the notes and all of the collectibles. But it had nothing to do with the trophy. I would have done it without the trophy. There'd been no achievements, and I still would have wanted to do that. So like having a record and being like, "See, I did this," I could care less about.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, I'm not a trophy chaser. There are certain games that I will just 100% because I just want to see everything the game has to offer. So, like, for example,
I'm
Tomb
not hating
Raider
on,
is a game.
I'm not hating on people that do. I think it
Yeah,
does.
me
For
either.
some people, it gives them like more to do with a game that they bought, I guess.
Yeah,
Like they
100%.
like to look at it and they're like, here are 10 things that I can do. Like
I
I like
did everything.
I like games that let you do that in the game too, like Forza. Forza's like, here, do these 10 tasks. I like that. I'm gonna check off the tasks.
Yeah.
But I just don't care about the achievement part of it. Like if it's not in the game, I don't care. Out of sight, out of mind. I can do something in the game.
For me, the original Tomb Raider remake, I 100% of that game just because I really enjoyed the game so much that I wanted to see everything in it. But it wasn't any. I didn't get the platinum because the platinum had all these absurd dumb trophies that had nothing to do with the game. So for me, it's more about if I can get the platinum, the 100% by doing everything that the game has to offer, like Horizon or Ghost of Tsushima, where it's not just like some random stupid trophy like shoot the chicken as it explodes or shoot the chicken in the air like there's the trophy for that in Tomb Raider. I'm not getting that trophy because I'm not going to throw up a chicken and shoot it because I could care less about that. But if it's something to do with the game, side missions, collectibles, I'll do those things. And that's why I have the trophy for Horizon 1 and 2, Spider-Man trophy, and then also I'm missing something, but for the most part, if it's something that's gonna be Ghost of Tsushima, I can get that trophy, that platinum, when I finish the game because I've done all the side stories. Then I'll get those. But outside of that, I'm not going like out of my way to platinum anything.
I like achievements like
Spider-Man
when they do pop. You know, when you do something like just organically, it's cool, and they're like, "Hey, you did this. This is cool."
Look at that. Yeah.
Spider-Man and Infamous Second Son were the ones for me because I was having so much fun playing it. It wasn't a chore to platinum them. So like Infamous Second Son, it was just so fun playing and going through the world. Like, okay, I played through as a good guy. Let me play through as the bad guy and get the evil ending. And that was fun. And the same thing with Spider-Man. Like it kind of rewarded you for finding all the things. Like every little newspaper article you found told you a story. Every little mask you found, every little book pack you found told you a different story. So I kind of like those aspects. So when it's games that do stuff like that, I'm more inclined to see it through.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Play Some Video Games. Episode, what is this, 46? Feel free to come join us on our Discord and join us in our shenanigans there. Follow us on Twitter at
That Ninja Dev.
Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Like I was saying, follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/PSVG Network and Twitch at twitch.tv/PSVG. And I have been... Oh, see, you should have queued it up. All right, with that, we're out of here. Play some video games.
Listen here. So we're still live post show. You don't tell me when to play the bumper. I play the bumper. And I deem the bumper is fitting.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
I may be that, but you're still
That Ninja Dev.